The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
What?
let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers,
You pig!
damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Sport!
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the beautiful state of Ohio on this Feel Good Friday, October 20th. This show starts now.
Football!
It is happening in this city tomorrow in a massive way as the Penn State Nittany Lions travel to Columbus to take on your Ohio State Buckeyes. We are very... Whoa. Okay, we're very lucky to be here. We are pumped to be here, and today's show should be spectacular. Obviously, we're going to talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars beating the Saints last night, which seemed pretty obvious, but the Saints made a run at it very, very late. Today will be a big-time celebration of all things that happen in Ohio, most certainly the presidents of them.
Yeah.
Joining me up here, the Toxic Table, who's sitting at the end of the table, at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer,
Dahn!
Cowboys Tone Diggs is here. And joining us today, normally on Wednesdays, but today he said, I gotta get to Columbus, to the place that I earned my All-Americanness when I beat the Buckeyes' ass as a Penn State Nittany Lion starting center, a unanimous All-American, a Remington Award winner, a man who's in a current fight camp. Ladies and gentlemen, Penn State's A.Q. Shipley.
Let's hear it!
This guy's done a lot. This guy's good.
Trenches!
Thank you, AQ. Thank you for everything you've done for football
Yeah, thank you,
and for our show. Guy's Super Bowl champion. Has a gash on his head right there because he's still fighting people. He literally showed up with a SEAL Team 6 member.
Yeah.
This guy has done a lot of stuff.
Wild!
He said he had to be here because in this particular stadium back here, you had quite a monumental day in your life. Ain't that right, AQ?
15 years ago, I walked into that stadium.
Nice.
We were ranked number 6, losing going into the fourth quarter. Okay.
Wow.
Didn't throw a pass in the fourth quarter.
Oh.
Ran the ball right down Ohio State's throat.
Whoa!
Walked away with a win and a Big Ten championship. Thank you very much. Horseshoe!
Okay, so AQ obviously had a team that could run the rock.
Yeah.
And that is why AQ, a man with short arms, Michelin-like body man,
Wide.
a little bit undersized,
Wide.
was able to be in the NFL for how many years?
12 years.
12 years, because he was gritty.
Wide.
He was a grinder.
Wide.
And this Penn State team that's coming in is the same exact way. And they got a quarterback from Ohio.
Hated Ohio State, chose to cross the border and go to Penn State.
Okay, so that is an interesting thing. And a lot of people wonder, like, is Ohio State, Penn State a real rivalry? Because as of late, he said 15 years ago, that's a decade and a half.
Last time they won.
I live in the past.
That's a very long time ago. Ohio State has dominated. When you play high school football in Pennsylvania and in Ohio, there's an all-star team that's selected from each of them, and they play against each other in the Big 33. It is a dream to play in that game if you're from Pennsylvania and from Ohio. We obviously, Pennsylvania people and Ohio people, very similar, but we certainly have our disagreements about which state is better.
Sure.
I had the chance to grow up in Pittsburgh, as did he. Now, that does not mean that I feel the same way now. I live in Indiana now, but I was taught that if you meet a guy from Centerville, Ohio, who happens to have one of the greatest jawlines in the history of humans, a man who is a football national champion,
What?
a Super Bowl champion,
What?
the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers,
What?
an Ohio State Buckeye All-American, the face of Ohio, the president of Ohio, A.J. Hall.
This is impressive.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, it's raining.
Is that supposed to be me right there in the front row?
Yeah,
Is that the
yeah.
cutout? I like it. Good
Supposed
job.
to be. It is, AJ.
You guys look amazing.
AJ, it's raining. It's chilly.
What?
And these people are just standing on cement to listen to a bunch of dumbasses talk.
Whoa.
And we appreciate the hell out of you guys.
Yes.
All right, let's dive in. AJ, you obviously call this place home still. When you played for the Packers, you called this place home. Ohio is kind of who you are, what you represent. You're actually the current president of the state. Like that's an actual award that has been given to you. What do you think the world's going to see from the people of Ohio when they watch game day this weekend? And what is the state of Ohio, AJ, if you had to describe it?
I mean, I think this is a beautiful representation of what Ohio is. Look at this weather. It's cold, it's rainy, and these people are standing out here on the concrete, the mud, just to watch us doofuses talking to these microphones. So tomorrow for game day, when you guys have an incredible program, I'm sure there'll be triple the people there, but this is awesome. We wouldn't have it any other way. I hope tomorrow looks like this.
OH. OH.
Oh.
So many of them. Literally, you walk everywhere.
Love it.
It's just you know, how you doing? What's up? Hey, good to see you. Just class OH. Coming back at you. It's great to be in this state. It's great to have you here too, AQ. And AQ isn't that mean. You know what I mean?
Well,
it isn't that mean. Did you hear what he said about your people, about this place, about the stadium?
I couldn't really hear you back
He said
there.
15 years ago, he came in here, fourth quarter, they went in with losing to Ohio State. They didn't throw a pass in the fourth quarter. They end up beating Ohio State. They go on to win the Big Ten, obviously. He is who he is. His whole life is what it is, and it is why he has Penn State on his chest right now and tattooed on his left ass cheek and his right shoulder.
Your
He
left
loves
butt
the
cheek
place.
has Penn State?
No, but I also remember 2005, AJ's senior year, came into Penn State and
Got beat.
got beat as well.
Oh, who did?
Hey,
Penn State beat
Ohio State.
See,
It's true.
So it's been tough for you for the last 15 years.
I mean, I'm talking a lot about 20 years
The
ago.
last 6 have been tough for Penn State as well. But yeah, I think I'm 2-2 against Penn State.
Okay, so it's
Me too.
there's 38 meetings, I believe. It's like 23 and 14, so there had to be a tie at some point. The biggest score differential, Ohio State, or Penn State beat Ohio State like 1994, 63-14.
Yikes.
And then in 2013, Ohio State returned to favor 63-14. So even the blowouts are similar. I think this game's going to be the best one in a long time. A lot of implications on the line, and we're very lucky and thankful to be here. Ryan Day, head coach of the Ohio State Buckeyes, will be joining us in about 23 minutes or so. The General Bob Carpenter will be here with his top five live from the Zotron. Marvin Harrison Jr. will be joining us at 1:30 Eastern Time. And the other president of Ohio, Kirk Herbstreit, will be joining us. Also joining us in about 3 to 4 minutes will be Pete Thamel with the updated news on what's going on up in Michigan.
Michigan.
I mean, there's been some interesting stuff happen to this Ohio State team from Michigan the last couple of years. You know, more specifically last year coming in here. They're saying it's not just this year this has been happening.
Whoa.
They said this has been going on for a while. Stealing signs. My thing is, I think everybody is trying to steal the other team's signs. In football, in any sport that is competitive. It's kind of an unwritten rule. If you're going to give us that advantage, we're going to take it. So whenever they start saying, well, it's much more than that, and it's like something that's punishable and everything, and they're investigating it, you would have to think that it would involve something deeper. Like for the Astros, it was the trash cans and remember
Exoskeleton.
they had the exoskeleton on. For the New England Patriots, it was they were filming them and then breaking them down.
Smart.
And it's like certainly a step above what everybody else morally was willing to do, I think. Now, there's probably other people recording as well that didn't get caught, but I don't think everybody was doing it. That's why it was kind of like all right, you can't be doing that. But if you can figure it out on the spot, if you can go and tell what they're doing, that's an advantage. That is you being better at the sport than the other person, is how a lot of people view it. So they're thinking it has to be one of those things, is what it seems like to me, AJ.
So they confiscated somebody's computer, I know, within the Michigan program, right?
Whoa.
Yes. So they're thinking it has to be one of those things, is what it seems like to me, AJ.
So they confiscated somebody's computer, I know, within the Michigan program, right?
Whoa.
Yes, the Marine or...
The Marine assistant coach, right? Or assistant scout?
I mean, there's a guy that will be joining us in about a minute with more of the information.
Yeah.
We should wait until that guy, whose tweet is actually up right
A
now.
low-level staffer with a military background.
Yeah,
What is that about?
I don't know if he was a Marine or something, but like, remember the Colts told us they hired a former Navy SEAL to be a part of their interview process whenever they're going in, because they have like special skills when they're doing something. I wonder if there's like a interpreter from, or like if one of this guy's like big time skill sets with his brain is like,
Probably.
yeah, you show me a couple things, I can just match them up completely. I think there's a web, but I mean, there is a lot of allegations happening, and it's getting loud. And I think like the Ohio State people are probably very interested in this, but everybody, this is one of the best teams in the country. They could go win the national championship. How will it get handled, you think, AJ?
I don't know, because I don't know what the NCAA is anymore. I don't know what kind of power they have. So what the NCAA announced that they are investigating them, but what does that mean? And what kind of power do they have? I don't know. I don't think they have the same power they once did.
Yeah, and how far
Investigations
back?
aren't quick either. Those are not quick investigations.
Oh, yeah, the NCAA, notoriously really quick workers. Tez Walker just got back.
Yeah,
that's right.
You know what I mean? That was like 3 months in the making to make a decision that seemed pretty easy for all of us. But this is coming fresh off what? The free hamburger during recruiting?
Exactly. So, I mean, the NCAA has already got an axe to grind against Harbaugh, so I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of try to drag this thing as long as they can.
It got real loud real quick, didn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a man who you just go, Pete, my man.
Get over here.
We
Pete.
messed this up, Pete. That's 100% on us. Anyway, Ty has to go use the restroom here in Ohio. Had some of those Buckeyes this morning. Ain't that
luck,
right, Ty? All right, Ty, have a good one. Pete, the authority. Pete. That needs to become a thing.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, I am never going to be more pumped of being a part of something than whenever a crowd of college football people start chanting your name just like on a regular basis because you have all the inside news.
People love ankle sprains, so.
Yeah, that's what you're all about. But you know everybody at every place. Now let's talk about this Michigan thing, because obviously you're connected everywhere. The coaches, commissioners, I assume you talk to, everything. Whenever it gets to this level of like have to be talked about when it comes to stealing signs, which I think is a part of the game, everybody kind of understands that. They think it's much more serious, like with the Astros, like what happened with the Patriots. What are we thinking here with this Michigan thing, and what is the inevitable outcome in your eyes at this moment as we sit right here?
So let's start with where we are right now, Pat. We reported late last night on ESPN.com that one of the centerpieces of this investigation is a low-level Michigan staffer by the name of Connor Stallions. No relation to Boston Connor.
There might be, though.
That's what sources tell me anyway.
He is related because he served his country.
He did serve his country, so he is
Thank you for your service, Connor.
Yes, that's right. He is a former Marine. He was educated at the Naval Academy, and there was NCAA interest in his computer, and there was the process of procuring that is underway from what our sources said. So. The difference now, you talked earlier about sign stealing, right? In high school, you tap your head for a blitz, tap your elbow for counter tray, whatever it is. That's all perfectly legal. And sideline to sideline, all that stuff, obviously perfectly legal. What has happened here and why this has risen to the level of the Big Ten acknowledging Michigan, one of its biggest brands, and the NCAA having an active investigation is it has transcended that. Opponent scouting is what it is. Now, in the NFL, for example, they send an assistant GM or a pro scout. You know, the Colts are playing the Panthers the next week. They send somebody to the press box with binoculars to do it. Perfectly legal. In college, illegal since 1994.
Oh.
And so what has happened is they have seen, yes, that is what they're alleging. That's correct.
Pete, hey, good crowd work.
Nice. So what has happened here is they are looking into an operation, essentially. And our sources said it was an elaborate operation of what Michigan had and how they did. Now, again, the electronic part of this is key, Pat. We don't know specifically whether signs were captured electronically. But if you are going to opponent scouting, I certainly think that's something the NCAA is going to be looking into. You're probably not just going with a notebook and a Fort Ticonderoga #2 and like writing down elbow tap, head slap, etc.
Pete, do we know if he voluntarily turned his computer in, or do they have the power to? How does that work? I remember when they wanted Tom Brady. He said,
I'm going to go a little bit
I'm not giving it."
NCAEs with you here, but it's usually a cooperative investigation. So one thing, there's a couple telltale signs here. One is the Big Ten announced there's an NCAA investigation. That happens next to never. And the Big Ten did that because they had to alert upcoming opponents that their signals could have been compromised through illicit methods. So to me, the signal flare as a reporter that this is like 5-alarm serious and not just coaches complaining about stealing signs. Let's face it, coaches complain about stealing signs. We heard it for years when they played Clemson. Brent Venables, and I'd written about it extensively, was the master of stealing signs, right? But this is to a completely different level because of what's alleged with the going to opponents' games.
So many people that were coaching against them were like, these sons of bitches got our signs. They know exactly what we're doing from the first play. And then they got like a group chat together, and they're like, we need to report this? Or how does something like this come to be?
So it's really interesting, Pat. The million-dollar question, and I've talked to a lot of people in the last 24 hours that no one knows the answers to, is how did not only the NCAA become aware of this, but how did they become so aware of it, they launched an investigation when this is something that's been complained about for years, and the Big Ten got a glimpse of their information and sounded the alarm and said publicly, we're going to take our second biggest brand, not our first biggest brand. We're going to take our second biggest brand, and we're going to put them on public notice. All right. And you also have Jim Harbaugh under NCAA investigation. So there's a little bit of double jeopardy here too.
There's an AJ Hawk chant in the middle of some very breaking news.
Come on,
coming out of Pete.
Man.
I appreciate it. Go ahead, AJ.
So what happens from here? And obviously someone snitched from the inside, I would guess, right?
I mean, there's a lot of theories, AJ. I don't know. I don't know how this information
Who's
emerged.
your source,
but
Pete?
Pete, tell us who your source
my source is Big
Guys.
Tex. Remember in Dallas, Big Tex was over my shoulder, the big bobbing head. That's who my source is. For there to be a preponderance of information, it'll be fascinating to find out where it came from.
What did you
if
just
there's
say?
a
Hold on.
preponderance, Pat.
You're damn right.
Is your graphics guy here to put the
find it.
dictionary
Yeah,
we'll get
definition
that.
up? I
don't know how
appreciate
the
that.
internet's doing.
That guy does a 4.2, man. He's great.
Zito, yes.
He does good. Zito does great work.
4-2 is right.
Yeah, brain fingertip for Zito, 4-2, maybe even quicker. Preponderance, the quality or fact of being greater in number, quantity, or importance. I mean, that's a superb word.
Yeah, it is.
Just to
Truly.
drop into this particular situation. You're one of one, Pete. Anything else we need to know about?
Well, I think going forward is a fascinating question. You made a great point earlier, Pat. The NCAA is notoriously slow in how they investigate things. From 20 years of covering NCAA investigations, I'd be stunned if there was some action before the end of this season. So I think the question fans want to know is, will this impact Michigan's season? And my hunch through history, not knowing what's been alleged specifically here and what kind of evidence they have, is I'd be pretty surprised. What I do know is Jim Harbaugh, who still has to have his last NCAA situation adjudicated, there's obviously recruiting violations alleged. He's already done a 3-game self-imposed suspension, but the NCAA still hasn't run that case yet. So now this is another case that comes into play here. And it's going to be fascinating timing with Michigan, presumably, a playoff caliber team as they've been the last 2 seasons, and Jim Harbaugh potentially having options to coach professional football as he's had last year.
Oh, that would be, if he was to go and there's actual sanctions to come, would the sanctions still be cracked down on Michigan if the whole coaching staff and everything that was doing it is no longer there?
I guess it would have to be what the sanctions are. Sanctions is like a general term, right? Harbaugh specifically would be in line for more sanctions in this because there's a head coach control rule. So it basically says, it'd be like you as the head of this show, Pat, have to be responsible for all the people on your show.
No, you should hear
That's
this.
a lot of exposure.
We talk a lot of vaccination stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So
It's hot in the streets right now.
So when you're a head coach in
That's on
college
me.
football,
Please. Anyway.
when you're a head coach in college football, you are presumed responsible for the actions of your entire staff, even if they can't prove you didn't have direct knowledge. And that's where Jim Harbaugh could end up in the crosshairs if this thing pushes forward at the pace that it appears to be going.
Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Pete, there's a 2-touchdown spread down in Tallahassee between Duke and Florida State. A lot of us are wondering if Riley Leonard is going to be the quarterback for Duke in that game.
That's a good question. We'll know more about that on College Game Day tomorrow.
Okay, good play.
But I would say that
What time? What time?
The original timeline of Riley Leonard's return. This would be on the very early side of that. The very early side. And remember, if you like Riley Leonard as your quarterback, you like him running the ball.
Yes, you do.
Correct?
Yeah, he's a great athlete.
He's a great dual threat guy. You played the awesome basketball highlights on the show. So I think the question that Duke and Riley Leonard are going to have to answer is, can all of that Riley Leonard be back? They obviously have a big game at Louisville next week, too. So game time decision officially, Tom?
Okay, thank you.
Hey, thank you so much to Pete.
Pete.
Pete, damn. Thank you, brother.
Pete.
Pete, that's really good work.
That boy Pete.
Thanks, Pete.
That boy Pete.
What an honor that was.
Super chill. Shoes untied.
Yeah. Oh, he's hanging.
Super chill. Dress shoes, nice dress shoes, untied.
Jeans.
Untied.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that is something that's certainly special. So he's saying, yeah, something happened.
Something
How about
fishy.
him telling us, though, not legal to send a scout or a coach beforehand to an earlier game and look at the
Since 1994, I thought there's nothing wrong. Like, what's considered a scout? What if it's his
Right.
cousin? What if your cousin goes, he's like, hey, I noticed when they get in the empty set, they like to run that QB draw.
So, like, you listening to you talk right there is exactly where my brain goes. I assume that's exactly where your brain goes. I assume that's where, like, every competitive human being, that's immediately where their brain goes. It's like, okay, so they're not allowed to wear our logos. They're not allowed to be employed by who? By the school? By me? Can I employ the scout to go do extra work for me that I can't do as the head coach of this team? Like, that's an interesting little dilemma there on how you divvy that up. And people have been doing that type of stuff a long time. Bill Polian was awesome. So I had no idea how scared people were of potential that type of information and gathering information, which is crucial. If you can pick up somebody's signals and they don't know that you have them, buddy, it is really, really difficult. Bill Polian thought that the New England Patriots and other teams were sending people to training camp. So he would actually have somebody like scouring the fans to see who's paying attention, but a little bit too much.
Yeah.
You know, like who's kind of zooming in on one particular thing, who's taking notes. And the first time I seen like this person looking, I'm like, what are we an immediate threat? You know, like, is there somebody here that's might be killing us? That's why they're staring down the crowd. Like, no, looking for scouts from other teams. They're going to take everything we do. I had no idea. That was when I first got baptized into it. Then you start hearing stories. It's like, that is the name of the game. If you have somebody on your roster, a player, that can pick up other people's signals, they're going to be on your roster on game day. And they're probably going to have a headset, too. That's an ability that some people have and some people don't. If you can find that person, it's very surprising that this is going to be a massive penalty, but that's college football's rules, I guess.
Yeah,
you can't break the rules.
I had no idea advanced scouting was against the rules in college or whatever, but I assume like cousin, friend, whatever. But when you have we've all seen the beginning of Shooter when Marky Mark's on the 50 count and he's got his guy next to him calling out distances and winds and stuff like that. That's who Michigan has, okay? They have the Marine Scout Sniper assistant guy calling out winds, yardages, stuff like that. They're sending him out to scout pre-hand. That's when it's against the rules, I think.
Well, in college, yeah, and if they're recording, too.
Yes.
Because then you're potentially using, like, not just one person's ability or a talent. Now you're using, like, existential study almost. Like, you can break things down, especially with AI now.
Yes,
Could
exactly.
you even imagine AI?
AI glasses?
I don't even know which AI you popped this into. I saw Zuck. Zuck was braiding his daughter's hair with his glasses. Did you see this?
I saw that. Oh, yeah.
And then he was rolling out on Lake Tahoe with
Volkanovski.
at Asanya. But with the AI, you could probably match up hand signals with plays during the game.
100%.
And then it's just like easy. So that's probably something they're going to have to start nipping in the bud somehow in the NFL as well.
Yeah.
With this whole thing.
Well, and with the laptop, too, it's interesting. Like, if you're thinking of a scale like Gruden to Hunter, like, where are we there? Are we just trying to get the laptop for the videos of the sideline? Or are there also emails on the laptop that maybe are sent like, hey, make sure you are specifically looking for A, B, and C?
How deep into the computer are they going?
Yes, exactly.
Because there's no way that computer exists today.
No chance.
No way.
Why did the
Destroyed.
person turn it
Fell
over?
in the river.
Why'd they turn it over to them?
Did they?
I don't know. They just
I would
said they were-
assume the NCAA can't subpoena it, can they? Can they get a subpoena? Hey, we need that. We're going to take it from you legally.
I don't know. What can the NCAA do? It's a big story. We'll obviously talk about it all weekend while we're chit-chatting here in Ohio. The president is here.
I saw this guy. Wow. Vote yes on 2 feet driving. That is a good sign. Appreciate that.
That's a great sign.
Hey, there is signs about the signs being stolen, obviously. Like Michigan tried stealing this sign, and then there's no sign stealing, no nose picking.
Steal this sign, Harbaugh. You'll get a few of those tomorrow.
I had a better sign, but Michigan stole it. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of that, I believe. Yeah. And then Penn State also. So, like, there's a lot of stuff. We got people bringing umbrellas. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's forethought.
Preparation.
Hey, I didn't know you type of people listen to our show.
There it is.
That's awesome.
Takate died for Connor's sins. Yep.
And then there's roosters over there, what is it?
Ohio folks back in the
Ohio folks from McAfee.
Nice. Not sure really how the wording of that works.
Pat paid me $1 million to stand here. That is nice. The weather is nowhere near bad enough. Okay, I was in Montana last year for 4 hours. To get to $1 million, pal, it would have to be much worse. Let's talk about the game last night where the Jaguars went and beat the Saints. Now, the Jaguars, I kind of seemed to dominate it early, although the Saints defense did show up. It was ugly. The Saints have not been a very effective or electric football team to watch offensively this season at all. That continued last night for about 3.5 quarters. It got to the end. The Saints almost made a run at it, and it was one drop ball. Hey, you've come back from much worse, Foster. This is no problem. This is no problem, Mr. Morrow. This is no problem. Kid from New Orleans, went to LSU, battled, obviously beats
He had Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Hodgkin's lymphoma, want to get it right. Beat that, came back, playing football. Hey, pal, this is going to happen every once in a while. You're going to bounce back. You beat Hodgkin's lymphoma, okay?
Come on, Foster.
He was taking it hard last night.
I bet.
As a fan and as a person that loves the NFL, I appreciate how hard he was taking it as opposed to just brushing it off. But there was no reason for the Saints, after watching that game, to be in that thing at the end.
No.
And they certainly were last night, man.
Yeah, it was weird because the entire first half, it was like, okay, this game is actually going to stink. The Jags are going to run away. Trevor Lawrence is not hurt. That was they completely hoodwinked us on that. He looked fine. But then in that second half at the end, I mean, they were calling for Derek Carr basically the entire game. Like, hey, we are done with this little short throws to Alvin Kamara. Don't want to do that anymore. They wanted to see Jimmy Winston go out there and sling the pill, but it was a grind of a game. You know, both the Jags played well on defense. I thought, you know, Lattimore in that secondary for the Saints did well against, you know, Calvin Ridley, and Kirk got away from him at the end, and ETN killed him in the beginning. But it was a much better game in that fourth quarter once we got there.
It's hard to stay up for these ones that are like terrible, then electrifying at the end. But I've been very happy that I have as of late.
You always said they've been like eight-point games, you know, going to the fourth. You have to stay up and watch it.
Have to. All you need is 1 2-point conversion. All they needed was a touchdown because they already picked one up earlier. There was a couple moments for the Saints that looked really good.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you see some moments out of the Jags that you think early, like, hey, this team could potentially win it all.
Go.
There's a team that maybe has no shot to win it all. And if you're talking about what these people are talking about, that would be the Pittsburgh Steelers. I had no idea.
Wow. Getting loud.
These people, this is Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, they're talking about Steelers.
We're not very far from Pittsburgh. 2.5 hours.
Is there a big Pittsburgh contingency here in Columbus?
I think there's a big Pittsburgh contingency everywhere you go in the country, really.
I agree.
But I mean, a lot of Browns and Bengals fans, obviously, around here, too.
They care about the Steelers.
Yeah, why would they want to fire him? If they're Browns and Bengals here, they should be.
You tell me, Jay.
That's a good question, I guess. Maybe they think he's amazing. Then we get him out of there.
Freedom of choice. Oh, they want him to come to the Browns.
Exactly. Browns and Bengals, bring him on. We need him.
Fire him, bring him.
Smart. They're playing chess.
Let's talk about a running back talking about his situation in the future. For the first time, really, as transparently as we had heard since he had a little bit of a contract issue with the team that he was playing for. Former Penn State running back, absolute stallion.
Stud.
Saquon Barkley has been adamant, I believe, since the very beginning that he wanted to remain a Giant, but he didn't think the business would work out. Then all of a sudden they work out a deal for him to come back this year. He's going to be a free agent. What does the future look like? What does it look like this year with the trade deadline kind of looming and how their team is with a one-year rental? Where are we thinking about? This is how Saquon Barkley handled the situation about being traded or potentially ending up on another team next year.
No, I mean, that never crossed my mind. Obviously, I've been public and vocal about how I feel about this organization and where I want to be. But like I said, knowing the business and seeing that side of it, there's a lot of things that I can't control. So sitting here, everyone knows how I feel. Everyone knows I don't want to get traded. I don't think anybody in their right mind would want to get traded anywhere. It's not an easy thing to do. You got to move. I have a family. I would love to be here, but like I said, it's not in my control. My focus is to be the leader that I can be for the team and try to get this thing on the right track.
So Saquon wants to play for the Giants. He just doesn't know if the business is going to handle it. And that's a perspective. That's whenever you see young players come into the league and they're happy to be in the NFL, okay? Happy to be here, lucky to be here, love this place. Then they go through a business situation where you're the actual object on the counter on Pawn Stars. And they're saying, well, it's shelf life and this and that. And you get a little bit jaded and it turns into a business. Feels like that's what Saquon's going through. But also, with where that team is, what does the future look like for everybody over there?
Yeah, listen, this season has gone completely different than they thought it was going into the season. And he was a major part of it last year. Obviously been injured this year. If they're 2 wins going into the bye week. I mean, you might going towards the trade deadline. You might have to just unload.
Yeah,
because they looked vastly different with Tyrod at quarterback than they did with Daniel.
They asked Daniel Jones about that the other day. I don't think we pulled the video, but somebody asked him, I think, in the locker room, unless I got by AI.
Maybe.
Which
is
could have
possible.
happened. But I think somebody asked him about the offense looking a little bit better with Tyrod Taylor than him, and if that was something for it. That's a tough question.
How do you answer that?
Should I punch you in the mouth right now? Do you want to fight me? That's
Okay.
Does it sound like you
Maybe
do not
throw
like me at all?
knock the podium over like McDaniel when he got pissed when they were asking about Tua.
These teams where it hasn't gone well, like the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Correct.
Oh, even though you're in second place in the division.
Yeah, 3-2.
What do you think the future looks like? Because we asked Adam Schefter about the trade deadline. He said the teams that are bad are going to unload. The teams that are good are going to look to go. And we said, well, thank you, Adam Schefter. He said, just look at the rankings, whatever everybody's ranking. Are we going to have an active trade deadline right now?
I always hope for it in the NFL. I feel like we're always disappointed, though.
If Saquon got traded, that'd be a
it's
massive
gaining
deal.
speed. I think recently, as of the last 4 or 5 years, I feel like we have had more trades in football when it normally football has been dead at the trade deadline. Now it seems like it's picking up.
I think it depends on what organization is bad. Like if the Steelers are bad, they're still not selling parts because that's not what they do. The Packers aren't like that. I don't know if the Patriots are going to do that or not. But if you get like the Cardinals, you could like James Conner's name's out there. Like I've seen him to the Cowboys to give Pollard another changeup. Like I've seen something like that. I feel like it's those franchises that are willing to deal more often. If they're bad, sure, yeah, we might.
There's another fire Canada chant happening. It's a relentless crew, and hopefully after the bye, Matt Canada is able to do his thing. Whenever he said maybe the Patriots to trade this, you said yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of great players, and some of them have been injured, some of them haven't been, but a lot of them are in the last year of their rookie deal. So guys like Josh Uche, Kyle Duggar, dudes at their positions, some of our best players. If you're 1-5, looking at 1-6, 1-7 with Buffalo and Miami coming up, you might think, why don't we get maybe even a first or a few seconds and thirds?
We'll continue to chat with that as news pops up about it, like Saquon Barkley potentially being traded, which would be huge news. Speaking of huge news, Tom Brady kind of dunked on Peyton Manning. Tom Brady kind of dunked on Peyton Manning. Now, we don't know how it all came to be, but we do know that Peyton Manning told an incredible story about a plane getting canceled, and him ended up in seat 36F, which is the exit row, so he got a little bit more leg room, and the door, he said, was not closed properly because it was clear that some of the air from 40,000 feet was getting into the plane because he was freezing his ass off. He said every time he asked for a blanket or another one, he would be mocked and ridiculed by the flight attendant. It was fantastic.
Awesome.
Great story. Why is he sitting in 36F? That's the story.
Yep.
Well, he then questioned if Tom Brady would ever do such a thing. Tom Brady said, I'm sure the temperature was perfect. Peyton could never handle life outside that dome. I like this. I enjoy that he did this. It's a classic dunk, too. If you remember at the ESPYs, I think Julian Edelman dunked on Peyton Manning for the dome thing.
Yes.
So you know what that tells me? He's a lot more than I probably thought about.
Yeah.
There is judging of people that are in domes.
100%.
Heavily behind closed doors. Julian Edelman and Tom Brady have probably talked shit so much on everything that happened with that Colts team in the dome and everybody in that Patriots dynasty. And to be clear, it is justified. As a guy whose life depended upon the wind not sucking, I love being in there. Then Jim opened the damn window.
Smart.
And then it was a whirlwind. But I appreciate the little jabs here from the GOATs. Tom, much different speaking than Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning's just trying to be like, hey, love football, have a good time. I'm a dad now. I'm retired. I'm in it. Tom Brady's like, yeah, there is some shit that needs change, though. And I think I enjoy it. I appreciate it. And I love the Tom Brady's bantering right now.
Well, when they're talking, too, it's one of those things where you need to listen because obviously, you
You're talking
mentioned
about Tom changing the rules?
Tom and Peyton. I think even when Peyton said, no, I think where football is great. I paid tribute to the guys in the past, but where the sport is now is awesome. And then hearing Tom also say, I played in this era that Peyton kind of didn't because he kept playing. And, of course, now he has a huge problem with it, but the guys
He has a Super Bowl. You know why?
Why's that?
Because AQ Shipley.
Exactly.
AQ Shipley.
Coached him up.
That's right, baby. Let's go.
Got Tom Brady a Super Bowl down there in Tampa.
I think it's quite the contrary.
No, you gave him a speech the night before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, right before the game, he gave a speech.
Yeah.
To the team. You said, what'd you say? Your family will be remembered.
That's what I said.
That's what you said.
Said, Tom, think about this, Tom.
That was one of the best things I've ever heard. It was incredible. But he's been unbelievable with how vocal he's been with the refs and all the changes. The thing he said last year about quarterbacks being able to take more hits, like that was awesome when you heard him say that. That was awesome. And so I think you do need to listen to him. I think the NFL needs to. Some of this refereeing, they got to get this.
Oh, you're not happy about it? What's going on?
I mean, some of these holding calls, like I have a hard time watching. Again, I always watch the trenches. But some of these holding calls are not holding calls.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You're always
that's
holding.
You're
standard.
allowed to grab. There's holding on every play. You're allowed to grab. We got to stay in here. We gotta
You're
stay in here.
biased, though.
Everybody's in there.
You're saying they need a little bit more feel.
We need a little bit more feel. We need more common sense as opposed to reading the book.
Well, so that's the issue, though, because if you do any common sense rules and some gambling bet doesn't hit, there's going to be a nightmare calling for it being scripted because the ref did a little bit of a feel. I think they're caught in between a rock and a hard place with this situation for real, because I want them to be more like hockey.
Yeah.
Hockey refs will do makeup calls.
Yes.
Hockey refs will be like, yeah, hey, we had to. Sorry. You kind of get it. And all of hockey understands it. Football's not like that at all. And if you got refs like some are great, and then some don't have good feel, and it impacts, I don't know, let's say a Super Bowl with a holding call that didn't.
Which one was that?
Because then it would always, what's already happening?
Yeah.
But I think this goes back to full-time officials.
Yes.
Ex-players.
Hockey refs are part of the game, though. Watch any of those mic'd ups. Like they're giving it back and forth with the players. They seem to have relationships with them. Maybe it's just because there's so many games. I don't know. But yeah, I feel like they have a much better relationship with players than hockey refs do.
Holy hell. Speaking of that man, I don't know if it's
All 10 of his kids, yeah.
His whole family's
All 10 of them, yeah.
Hey, there's the Hawks. The Hawks, I don't know if we can get a camera.
Unbelievable.
Right behind here, the whole Hawks. Hey, hell yeah, Hawks.
Everybody's skipping school.
Man.
Luckily, they don't have it today.
Show us the Hawks.
I think they're saying, show us your hawk.
I think they're talking to Pat, right? Show us your hog. Isn't that what they said?
Oh, there they are.
There they are. Yeah, there they are. Yeah.
There it is. Oh, my daughter's covering her face.
The one on the far left is awesome. That's all you need to know.
He's dabbing right now.
They all are, obviously. But hey, shout out to you guys. Your dad's a legend, obviously, and your friend's dad's a legend. I assume that's not all Hawks over there.
No, they're not all
You
Hawks.
can tell which ones are, though.
Yeah, you can.
Strong genes.
I will say.
Strong Ohio
You
genes.
can tell the Hawks out there. It's not because of how they're acting. It's because of how damn handsome the whole family is. And we are eagerly awaiting the arrival of the head coach of the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Yeah, we are.
Hell yeah.
He has arrived, obviously, and there's been an energy that has been palpable since he has walked out of the St. John's Arena right here behind us, the old basketball arena.
Great.
This is where they used to play. No concerts in here anymore. This is like a workout place. There's not even. This is.
It's an awesome place. Yeah, there's a weight room at the bottom, but this is where the team walks through for their skull session. They call it their pregame, like little pep talk. The place is full. You walk through here, and then they walk to the stadium.
And it's just feet away. So that's at every single home game. It's called
Skull session. So they start. This is the hotel, the Blackwell. You stay there. You walk down the stairs. The team walks through the crowds of fans. You walk into St. John's, completely jam-packed arena. People going crazy. You spend like 3 or 4 minutes there. A player, coach speaks. Walk to the stadium. It's awesome. Great tradition.
Wow. That is electrifying, I would assume.
Want to go?
It's amazing. You should watch it. Well, I don't know what time. We'll ask Coach what time they start the walk, but you'll probably be here when they're walking through.
I couldn't even imagine that being how you start your game day. Like as a
Pump-up
player.
speeches. A lot of pump-up speeches.
Love that. You all do, don't you?
All right, it's time for you to bounce anyways. All right, we appreciate you, AQ. We will see you here in just a few moments. Ladies and gentlemen, AQ getting his ass booed out here. Hey, what is good? What is good over here? Sign. What is good?
Good wood.
Yeah, what's that about?
You tell me.
Yeah, well, the wood in Ohio, right? Stronger
championship
trees.
belt over his shoulder too.
There's a lot of good sign. AJ, they want to know H.
OH. All right, good.
They were worried you didn't like it anymore because how many ducks you left on the pond with me over
No, they
there.
know I love
Yep.
giving the IO back to the real fans, not the sarcastic ones over here.
Whoa!
You've come around. You get it.
Slow down.
It started out very sarcastic. He's good now.
That is not true.
Not
It did
true.
Not start that way.
What was that?
I mean, maybe a little bit.
They're talking to you, Pat.
That's not me. I think what they're saying is, show us one of the top coaches coaching football on planet Earth right now.
Hell yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, your head coach for the Ohio State Buckeyes, Ryan Day. Coach, there is a chant happening right now, and I am not going to keep these people waiting. Ladies and gentlemen, you and this man had an incredible verbal joust earlier this season after a massive win for your program up there in Notre Dame. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Lou Holtz. Coach, cheers. Thank you guys for joining us. Coach Ryan Day, I know Coach Lou Holtz has a message for you as we start this thing off.
Yeah, I've already heard some of the things you were saying. I understand that, but I did want to come up here and kind of clear the air with you because, listen, like I said when we were back in Notre Dame when you guys played there.
Yeah, Coach, it's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
We apologize you have to sit through this right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But I used to coach at Ohio State, back with Woody Hayes. I won a national championship. I love Columbus. I love all these people out here. And listen, I didn't mean to chap your ass like that. I really didn't. And I felt so dang bad afterwards. I told the guys the day after, I went to bed watching Matlock, and I woke up the next morning, and lo and behold, Coach Ryan Day wants to beat the hell out of me. So I did not feel good about it, but I never meant to disrespect you or your boys, and I just wanted a good, clean fight between our two teams. And listen, if you took disrespect or you thought I was making a mockery or you were the program, I apologize, and I'm sorry that we ever even got in that situation.
Happy we can settle that.
I will say, though, I did see the clip of the show the day after, and I haven't laughed so hard in my life.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Nice. Well, we want to let you know, Coach, we didn't like being a part of that because we do like bringing positive vibes to things.
I get it.
And I think, I appreciate a coach, though, utilizing anything to motivate a team. I think that's a coach's job. So I had nothing but respect for what you did. We didn't like being a part of it. But with that being said, I think we got a chance to showcase how your team feels about you. How do you feel about this particular team? Why did you know they would respond to that type of disrespect talk? And what do you feel about how this game's going to go tomorrow?
Well, when you play the game of football, it's nothing like any other sport. As you know, it's a passionate, intense, violent sport. And you do everything you can to put your team in a situation to be successful. And, as a coach, sometimes you got to show emotion too. You got to be in the fight with the guys. They got to feel that part of it as a leader. And, there was a lot of things that were being said that week that, we took personal, and that's okay. It's okay to take things personal.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's just the way it goes. And so, we had a look in our eye that we're continuing to build upon. That just wasn't one game. I mean, it's been like that all year, and it's going to continue to be this Saturday.
Okay, Coach. I love hearing that. I appreciate the hell out of that. As a guy who's been in college football now I've been very lucky. There you go. Let's go. You should embrace that.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So that's actually the perfect segue, and we appreciate the hell out of you guys for that because they're chanting that now, and I love that they're doing that because last year I witnessed a moment where these Ohio State fans are so passionate. And then everybody talks about the pressure that it is to be the Ohio State Buckeye coach because you got to win here. They expect greatness. That's literally what this stadium has had since the beginning. That is what is called upon. So it's tough sometimes, I'd assume, to be a coach here. Why do you love coaching at Ohio State? And what do you feel about the team this year to be able to rise to the expectations of the entire state?
No, you bring up some great points. This Ohio State's not for everybody. It's just not. Everything about Ohio State is passionate. People love Ohio State. When they put the block O on their chest, when they put the block O on their hat, that's their identity. That's who they are. And now I've been here now 7 years. My youngest daughter doesn't know anywhere else. And when you first come, you're learning a little bit about it. And then before you know it, that's who you are as a person. And so you take those things personal. But everything here matters, no matter what you do. This game on Saturday. This is why you come to Ohio State. All eyes will be here. It's going to be a packed house. The passion will be there. But that's what you love. I think it's where 11 million fans. That's amazing. Our fan base is crazy. So you're never going to make everybody happy. Even if it's 5%, that's still 500,000 people. That's just how it goes. But our players, our coaches, everybody that comes to Ohio State wants to compete at the highest level. They want to be elite. They want it to matter. And that's just the way you got to live life. You got to go.
That was awesome to hear. And I know a man that loved hearing that is a guy that has a lot of respect for you and still calls this place home as an Ohio State legend, A.J. Hawk.
I do, Coach. So on a lighter note, I just want to ask, where were you and how did they deliver the news when Lou Holtz said those things about the squad? Because I heard the post-game comments, and I'm thinking, man, what did Lou say? Because I only heard this Lou. I didn't even hear the other Lou when we were there. So how were they presented to you?
Well, yeah, I just get a few text messages from people.
So did you have any idea that fake Lou Holtz was interviewing real Lou Holtz?
No, so I saw some of the real stuff that went on before. I heard
easy down out there.
A lot of stuff being said behind us.
Coach, now we can move on. That's like a reset there.
Sorry.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah,
A little distraction in the back there. Okay. No, but you hear things and then it kind of mounts up, and then just there's certain points in your life when you get challenged in certain ways. You gotta stand up for the people you believe in. The hard work and everybody that is our program puts so much into it, as you know, and so you got to stand up for it. But but then afterwards, I saw all the fun that was being had and the laughs that were being had, and I thought it was hilarious. And I was. Usually
hey, you won the game. Right?
You
cares?
Hell yeah. You can do whatever you won.
Listen, who cares? You won the game. You can do whatever the hell you want. You galvanized your team. That was a big-time win too late. I feel like we learned a lot about your guys that game, right? Like without everybody saying that's Kyle McCord's coming out party. You agree with that?
Well, I mean, we're only halfway through the season, and that was good. But like all of our focus is winning in this game right here. I mean, this is as big as it gets right here. And our focus that game is behind us. Certainly you learn from the past, but our focus has to be on winning this game. We got a really good team coming in here, and you're not allowed to lose any games at Ohio State. That's how it works. So we're not thinking about that very much. We've learned from the past, we've grown from it, but all the focus is on Penn State here.
The man in the cowboy hat, Tone Deeks.
Coach, on the field, I feel like there's a noticeable difference on the defense the last 2 years. You brought in Jim Knowles to take over as a defensive coordinator the last 2 years. Could you have imagined that it would have went this well? And what is the biggest difference that he's brought into the defense this year?
Well, no matter what we do at Ohio State, the expectation is to be the best in the country.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes. And we had a little bit of a lull there. Call it for what it is. But Jim came in and did a really good job last year. I think our guys started to learn about what the system is and what to do. This year, I think we're figuring out how to do it. I also think that Jim has made some adjustments coming off of last year, the way it ended, which was really well done. And so we'll see. Again, we're only halfway through the season. Bigger challenges coming here Saturday.
Con man with the mullet.
Yeah, Coach. Obviously, at Ohio State, you guys go and you just beat the hell out of teams like Purdue. And then obviously there are games like this where game day's here and it's a top 10 matchup. Do you vary how you get the team ready for certain games? Obviously, when it's a noon game in Purdue like last week, it's tough, because it's a different atmosphere versus an atmosphere like this. Do you change week to week on how you talk to the team or how you motivate them?
Yeah, there's a certain level of consistency that has to happen every week because, again, one bad Saturday and your whole season's ruined. So you have to have a certain level of consistency. But at the same time, these are what we call matchup games. And in matchup games, it can come down to one play. So as we go through the week, we try to identify, how do we maximize as much time as we can during the week to make sure that we do everything we possibly can. That's why even like being here right now, I'm a little anxious because I feel like I'm wasting time and not working with the guys right now.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, by the way. Thank you for taking your time.
But we say there's a clock that ticks down to noon on Saturday, and every minute that goes by is one less minute you have to prepare. And so in matchup games, we try to identify the things that have happened in the past and the things that we have to do to win the game in that particular matchup. That's unique to the opponent.
We appreciate you taking time. I understand that there's no piece of film that isn't good for you to watch for the 15,000th time today.
Right.
Okay?
Right. You got it.
I appreciate that. Super football guy. Yeah. I assume, right?
Oh, yeah.
Film junkie, you love football, huh?
I love football. Yeah, I love football.
You played, right?
Oh, yeah. Played quarterback.
Let's go. Can still spin it?
University of New Hampshire.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Wagon. Absolute wagon.
Live for your
dad.
dad.
Can you still spin it or no?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Maybe once or twice, and I get sore.
His son can spin it too.
Oh yeah.
There's plenty of clips of you and your son on the internet throwing the ball too.
Oh really? You're lying to me. You got a cannon still. You ever fired to Marvin Harrison Jr. and say, "Wow, that's a first pick of the NFL draft"?
Yeah. No. Yeah. I tell you, you talk about a special young man. He's special, Marvin. It's. His work ethic and what he's done is setting a standard here the last couple of years has been tremendous. I really got to give him a lot of credit, and our whole team. This game is about players, and we have a really good team. We do. Our kids are working hard. They put it in every single week, and so now we got to go put it on the field on Saturday. But But yeah, I mean, this is a fun team to be around. It's a veteran team. It's a gritty team. And we got to play that way on Saturday. We got to play angry. We got to play with an edge to us because we know it's going to go 4 quarters. That's the way it's going to go. You look at the Penn State games against Ohio State, the past however many years, 10 years, it's been that way. So we got to come out swinging and then play 4 quarters.
That's Big Ten football, though, isn't it? Right?
It is.
It feels like that's the case. Do you guys recognize that within the Big Ten? That's how like other people say, like, "Hey, Big Ten football." You know what that's going to mean? I assume you're recruiting certain type of people to this team, to Ohio State, and finding them. And in this modern world, how easy or hard is that to find your people?
I mean, the challenge is, the landscape changes every day. Things are changing on a constant basis, and you feel like it changes year to year so much. And you got to do everything you can to adapt to make sure that you're giving your team the best chance to be successful. And so I think now more than ever, you have to open up your doors and say, this is who we are. Is this what you want? Because now they just can go somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's not like they have, any rules in terms of transferring. Guys can just go to other schools. So now more than ever, you have to really follow through with your recruiting. You look parents in the eye, you look the recruits in the eye and tell them this is what you're going to get when you get here. And then once they're here, you got to treat them that way. That's really important to maintain, your culture, because you don't want to have a lot of turnover year in and year out.
So it's like more transparency almost ipso facto from the whole process, as opposed to like, hey, now you're in here, you're stuck, everything changes. That's a nice little thing to have, especially when you have the Ohio State faithful behind you. I know this state dies with you. Anything you need, I think, is the kind of a move. This dude's still signing autographs for like $75,000 for like 10 of them.
It's crazy.
You know that, Coach? This dude walks into a pizza shop, makes $100,000 here in Columbus.
Bang.
I love everything about it.
You got to see his daughter play basketball.
Hey, I heard we're smacking the floor.
Oh, she plays like her father played football.
Now, that's how you guys are in basketball leagues together? Is that how?
My daughter's played against AJ's daughter in basketball, yeah.
Ooh.
Is he coaching those games?
Not anymore.
Actually,
I
you
was
coached one of
before.
them. Yeah.
I was. She's going to middle school now.
But you could tell he just sits back. You can tell he just sits back and he wants to say something, but he doesn't say much. He just kind of sits there on the bench and just like,
that's his coaching style.
All positivity for those 5th and 6th grade girls. Yeah.
That's about how he is doing that.
Hey, Coach Lou Holtz has a question for you, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned the expectations, and obviously, I'm no stranger to expectations.
Sorry you're doing
as well. You got to win every single game, and that's just kind of the way it is. It's not fair, but that's just the way it is. But let's say, tomorrow you do have a big statement win against a very good Penn State football team. Does it ever bother you or kind of just get under your skin that at the end of the day, you could go 11-0 every year, 10-0 every year, and all people care about, all these people care about is, hey, did you beat Michigan's ass or what? Is that just something going into every year, and that's something you've kind of had to kind of just put in the back of your head, or does that ever get under your skin at all?
Well, no. I mean, I remember at the press conference when Urban kind of handed over the whistle to me, and we talked about what that means.
You don't have to talk to him.
You don't have to look at him.
No, but it's true. It's true. I think it's the first goal is you have to win the rivalry game, then you got to win every game after that.
Yeah.
And you just have to embrace that, and that's part of what it is at Ohio State. That's just the bottom line. But that doesn't mean you can't bring it, and you got to bring it every single week. And so this Saturday is going to be a big one. And one of the things that we talked about is we need the crowd to be great in this game.
Oh,
yeah, we need the crowd to be great.
Big crowd game.
Big crowd game.
Need it.
It's a big crowd game.
You want them there, right? You want their butts and seats.
Every time they got the ball, man, we got to make it hard. We got to make it the most hostile environment in America. So here we go.
Kickoff's at noon. Let's have a Saturday here in Columbus, Ohio. Thank you to your university for being so hospitable. Thank you for coming on the program, dude. You are the man. Ladies and gentlemen, head coach of the Ohio State Buckeye football team, Ryan Day.
Yeah, coach!
That was awesome.
Unbelievable.
He was talking to Luke.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hey, that was really cool of you. Hey, you still got your ears on, right? Can you hear me? No, he's gone. He's out.
He's out. He needs to go see film.
Too many minutes. Too many minutes not watching film. Joining us back here, ladies and gentlemen, Penn State All-American AQ Shipley.
Hey, baby, AQ.
AQ.
What a downgrade at that
Hey,
seat.
go ahead and try to fill that seat, you bum. Hey, you look good up here. You're really fit.
That was a heck of a recruiting spiel he just did.
Oh, wow. What is your deal?
This guy stinks.
This guy. Recruiting spiel.
That was good.
That was really good, wasn't it? You started to like Ohio State. That's what was happening back there.
The fact that he didn't crack up looking at this, I mean,
He answered him dead serious.
Dead
He's speaking
serious.
right to him, dead serious.
So I think it goes back to my
Stone
press
cold.
conference, and I was like, in my head, I'm like, whoa, hey, dude, listen. You don't have to speak directly to me.
Yeah, real answer.
But way to own up there.
Hey,
Good job, Coach. Good boy, Ty.
awesome.
I'll be honest, I thought he might swing on me. I really did. I kind of came up here, hey, 50-50, you better, get AJ's little jaw stretcher machine because he might try to pop you one.
You talking about the Jazzercise
Yeah,
that AJ
I
was
am.
chewing on like a binky this morning?
Yep, that's right.
Sweet.
In one of the back
So a
rooms?
couple people back here, a couple
Seriously.
high ups at ESPN also love that thing.
Oh, they're Jazzercising?
Some
Yeah, they are a
execs.
little bit.
I love everything about it. That was absurd.
Yep.
I mean, I don't even know where to go.
The fact
We got
that
like 2 minutes left.
he was looking at Lou
Speaking
and he
to
was
him,
serious, like giving him
serious.
a real answer is pretty amazing.
All right, let's wrap up the fact that we are big fans of Ryan Day,
Yep.
and that was awesome. I thought that was very good. I thought a lot of the answers he gave were him talking about the transparency of recruiting. That's a fascinating thing. Like, because you used to be able to just say whatever. Like, yeah, kid will start. He'll be this. Really do great. We're going to win. Going to work out. Going to go to the NFL.
Right.
It's going to happen right here. You know it.
Yeah.
Actually, you don't because you probably don't either. That's like what people say to everywhere, though. If you get in here, we'll give you an opportunity to do this, 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 and this. And then for a lot of guys, normally because of their own doing, that ends up not happening for one reason or another. Coaches might give up on people, try to move on or whatever. But now you have to tell the truth because if not, dudes are like, all right, well, this ain't what I thought it was. It does worry me, though, that guys aren't going to have to go through as much adversity because that'll potentially help you later in life. And I wonder how he treats that entire thing. And I think what he's saying is we tell him it's going to be hard. We tell him it's not going to be
Not
easy.
for everybody, he
It's
said.
not for everybody. You have to like hearing that, AJ.
I love hearing that, but also how many people have thought about transferring their freshman year possibly and wanted to leave and then stuck around and been so thankful that they did stick around. I think that happens a lot.
I don't know.
Well, the majority, I know a lot of
Quite a
guys
few.
I came in with that absolutely is the case. So, yeah, I mean, it's just a new world. You got to figure out how to navigate it if you're a coach.
You look up AJ Hawk Ohio State highlights.
Yeah. Oh, man.
This dude was an absolute monster. Well, that too.
Dog.
Yeah, dog. He was absolute dog. I apologize. I stepped on you guys. This is him freshman year. I think it's a pick 6 against Kent State. We're up 28-zip. Who cares?
No.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. You decapitated guy. This is a freshman year, though.
Then
Next play, probably pick 6.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, here it comes.
Yep.
Josh Cribbs, quarterback.
Give me that. Boom.
Thanks, Josh.
Do you know AJ Hawk had 7 picks in college?
Moving.
7 picks.
No big deal.
I think they're all big. They're celebrating. He did score.
Yeah.
He did. He could go all the way. AJ Hawk.
5th all time total tackles.
In the history of Ohio State.
Yeah, a lot of pretty good linebackers played.
lot.
Started your
good backers.
freshman year, no red shirt. You started.
I didn't start, no, but I backed up a great player in C. Grant, and he got banged up a little bit, so I got some time. I got to start against Penn State, actually, my freshman year.
So you did start, okay, which is.
One game.
And you beat Penn
And,
State?
and won a national championship, and I think you had 2-3 pick 6s.
Oh, okay.
All right, anyways, yeah. We're very lucky to have you on this program. And we'll be back on the other side with more shenanigans. Marvin Harrison Jr. and more. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Take 3.
To all the comforters, we're here for you. With a source of comfort for everyone. Experience the redesigned Serta Perfect Sleeper.
The new Barbecue Ranch Chicken Crunch from Jimmy John's is here with house-made barbecue ranch sauce, all-natural chicken, and crispy tortilla strips. All that sauciness comes as a sandwich or wrap. Sandwich or wrap. Sandwich or wrap! For a limited time at Jimmy John's. As a sandwich or wrap!
When you prefer dream vacation over a rental nightmare, it matters where you stay. Embassy Suites by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
It's electric. It's gas.
Quite the paradox.
It really is both. The first ever Lexus RX plug-in hybrid.
What does human talent look like?
Just go on Fiverr. See for yourself.
Imagine working with them.
Yeah, imagine that.
With the prices increasing on just about everything, it never hurts to get some money back. Rocket Money uncovers hidden subscriptions and notifies you when a charge is upcoming. From there, you decide if you want that service. And if not, cancel it right from the app with one tap. Download Rocket Money today.
Show the world what it means to be a fan with exclusive designs by Fanatics. One-of-a-kind styles by Mitchell and Ness. For all the leagues, teams, and colleges you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
When you think work, you think boots. You think boots, you think heavy equipment. Heavy equipment makes you think welding and hammering without burning and smashing, which means you're back to thinking work. And when you think work, you're thinking Ariat.
This isn't just your normal bike. It folds, it unfolds, and it just goes. Need to climb that hill? No problem. And if you're looking for speed, well, you've come to the right place. 28 miles per hour, up to 65 miles of range. And equipped with hydraulic brakes, this is the Electric XP 3.0. Fully foldable, fully assembled, ships free. Simple as that. Go to electricebikes.com and come ride with us.
Comfortable, versatile, effortless.
Honey, take it you like your new jeans.
They look amazing.
Looking good.
Where were we? Bugsy, ridiculously comfortable.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Let's go. This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to the beautiful state of Ohio on this Feel Good Friday, October 20th, 2023. Hour 2 of this program starts right now. Football is happening in a big way in this beautiful city of Columbus when the Ohio State Buckeyes will play host to the Penn State Nittany Lions. There's humans standing in the rain right now on cement to watch this dumb show, and we can't thank you all enough. But right now is a segment that started as something for just the people on our show because we love this guy so much. What it has become, AJ Hawk, is a standard for rankings in college football. Ladies and gentlemen, a man who was a first-round draft pick out of the Ohio State, an absolute legend in our book, and an icon who wore full pads today without me knowing this. So imagine the General Bob Carpenter.
Thank you, Pat. General! How are you doing? Hey, look at this crowd out here, by the way. In the rain, it's not beautiful. It's only beautiful in the Midwest, big guy.
Yeah, I live in the Midwest in Indiana. This is what we had yesterday, so this has been 48 hours of this, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it, and I'm very thankful for everybody out here. I'm also very thankful for you being the general. If you do recall, AJ, this man rallied the troops to go to the offices of the Big Ten whenever the Big Ten said we aren't playing football whenever COVID was happening. Then all the SEC said we're playing football. Big 12 said we're playing football. The general got on the internet, rallied the troops, and saved football. That's why he has these work boots on, I assume. Is that why you're wearing these boots?
Coach, these are military issue. We're ready to go.
You look so ridiculous. How old are you right now? You are so jacked. So jacked. How old are you?
40 years old, Coach.
40's the new 20, obviously.
Oh,
I mean, look at this dude.
This guy asked
you want
me
to
to
do
do
some push-ups or squats?
No.
I was going to bring some bands, so just some manual, like back in the
We know you got some band work in the car, probably.
Yeah, absolutely. Wake them up a little bit. All right, let's dive in. This is week what of this?
7.
Okay, week 7 of the General's Top 5. Have had a little bit of movement. Might see some more this week. Let's dive in, General.
All right, let's go with our number 5 team. They were off last week. We've got the Oklahoma Sooners coming in at number 5. Now, listen. They didn't play last week, but you watched my man Dylan Gabriel against Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Coach, There hasn't been a Gabriel on the scene like that since Peter Gabriel dropped Sledgehammer
This is
back
what
in
we're
the day.
hoping for.
Now,
This is
we're
what we
ready to go.
This is what we were hoping for. This is what we were hoping for. All right, who's your number 4 team,
So
General?
for my number
Full pads. Full pads.
My number 4 team, we've got the Georgia Bulldogs. They got a big win.
Yeah.
They're rolling.
Yeah,
they
they are.
lost Brock Bowers. Okay. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but he's a fairly good player.
Yes,
maybe one of the best in the country. He's going to be out 4 to 6, maybe 7 weeks. So we'll have to see what they can do. Carson Beck's been rolling, but they're going to have a little trouble here coming up.
The vascularity is absurd. Look at this. This dude's 40 years old, bro.
Look at his calf.
Look at this thing, dude. Look at this thing. Do you eat? You eat sandwiches? We eat steaks.
Oh, yeah. Listen, man, I eat worse than this guy.
So you guys actually do the body fat percentage thing, where you guys measure it every single week?
Yeah.
Bobby probably does.
Is that what they do, Connor?
Yeah, that's exactly what they do. Honestly, the only way to test it really is if we can get Bobby to chop them. Let's see if the feet are still moving or not.
No, listen, I got a bad back, coach. I mean, I got some icy hot on right now.
Is that real?
He's holding it together,
real.
yeah.
From what? What have you been doing that makes you have a bad back?
It's I got a little lifting in. I was doing little glute ham work and just kind of tweaked it on
40-year-old
Tuesday.
dude, keep going. We need more people like you.
I'm
We
trying
need more-
my best.
And also Brock Bowers. That's a big time loss for the University of Georgia. Who's number 3 overall?
It is. I feel bad because this was my Vince Carter riser early in the season. I kind of drifted away from him.
Yeah.
I was like the puppy that lost its way in Billy Madison.
Yeah.
But we're back. The Washington Huskies, we're throwing them up there.
Okay, the dog, the puppy, the good
Huge
tie-in.
dog. Absolutely. Getting it done. They're playing well. Michael Penix Jr. doing a great job there. Hey.
Phoenix.
My,
No, it is officially.
which one is it?
I thought we were pronouncing it wrong.
All right. Phoenix, Penix. I mean.
No, I think it was official. I think it was officially Penix.
Okay. Still junior or
Put a soft X at the end?
Yeah, those hard X.
Okay.
Soft E.
Okay.
Michael Penix Jr.
Okay.
But it was, some people were saying, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Just saying what I heard.
Hey, when they were saying it, it was hilarious too.
Great little song that was put together.
That was the first time I had heard that.
They were saying it with a hard D, too.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. Everybody was because it was so good. Anyways, who's number 2?
Number 2 in there.
That's
now.
been hilarious, by the way.
Listen, they've been doing a little, I guess, advanced reconnaissance, and there's some stuff swirling around here. I know. Hey, they've been playing well though, so I have to give them respect.
Well, yeah, it's easy to play well when you know what everybody's doing. Am I right?
We'll see what's going on. But I got the Michigan Wolverines there at number 2.
Who's number 1?
Hold on. We got to expand upon number 2 a little bit more. That is what everybody's going to say right there. What I just said.
We're going to watch, aren't we? Oh, no. We're going to watch what happens the rest of this season, right? No, definitely not. Photoshop.
I think it was.
But yeah, don't you think we're going to watch the rest of the season? If they fall off, people are going to say, oh, look at this. This is the day they got caught. Now they can't steal signals anymore.
What happened with Tom Brady with the Deflategate? They went and won by how much?
I believe it was 38-10, right? And then they beat what was considered the greatest defense of all time 2 weeks later. But hey, again, beach balls. And people forgot about that. It never gets brought up anymore.
Yeah, they just said, oh, is that right? And then after Spygate, I think they went and...
I think that was the 18-1 year. Only lost in the Super Bowl, of course. But yeah, still, they were pretty pissed right after that.
Yeah, that was football gods making up for that at the very end. Remember, Gronk couldn't get there because he was hurt. But yeah, I do believe the Michigan Wolverines will be okay football-wise.
They should be.
But who knows long-term, though? They're talking about real punishments. They're talking about real punishment. Isn't that what...
He might leave. Harbaugh, they were saying, I mean, Pete, the authority, Pete, he said...
That's not how it's...
What? I thought that's what we were chanting. Pete. But that is essentially what I thought the situation was.
Okay. Well, it seems like it's bad up there for the team up north.
Well, they're circling the wagons. We'll see if they can fight this off.
That's what we call it, right? That's what we call it?
Team up north.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, look at you.
OH! Who will I pick tomorrow, though?
You'll figure it out.
I will.
Because that's who the number 1 team in the nation is going to be.
Oh,
hell yeah.
It's going to be something that's going to fire everybody up in this crowd right here. Let's go the Ohio State Buckeyes up there.
Pop from the crowd in front of the horseshoe there.
Absolutely. Hey.
How come? Why at this stage of the season are they still at number 1 on your rankings, which has never budged at the top?
They've got a great defense. Underrated. Everyone's looking at Michigan. They're looking at Penn State. Ohio State's played Maryland. Really good defense. Played Notre Dame. I think we saw what Notre Dame's been able to do offensively. We watched that against USC. And then I'm telling you, on offense, Kyle McCord is continuing to play well. They've got the best receiver in college football, and this offensive line is starting to come around.
How's Tommy Eichenberg? How's the linebacker unit here for the Ohio State?
I mean,
Buckeyes?
Tommy
He's like a clone
Eichenberg
of this guy.
is relentless. Absolutely relentless. Their
He's
whole
a clone
defense
of this
is.
guy?
Oh, yeah.
What does
He's
that
a lot
mean?
bigger than me, though.
What?
He's a little taller.
Yeah.
I don't know if his skull's quite.
He's
I
fun to watch play.
percentage is that small.
He's all about ball. That's for sure.
He is all ball. He talks about as much as AJ did in college too. A lot of grunts, very inaudible. Didn't really say much. It's amazing. You guys have extracted all this personality from him.
Well, him. Everybody's starting to learn him, I think, as we go. His personality is fantastic, but it was a thing that he used to be a mute, right? Like, never talked. You're saying Tommy Eichenberg, very similar, just all ball?
Tommy is all ball, big guy. I mean, he is all about it all the time. Him and Steele. It's interesting. You got Steele Chambers, who's got like the Kenny G hair going on right beside him, and then you got Tommy, who's just locked in all day, every day.
So they hunt, though. That's a good defense. They're going to have to be with the run game. Penn State, you're not worried about that with the number 1 team in the country here?
Singleton and Allen, very, very good. Offensive line's pretty good, but listen, you got to be up for the test. If it was on the road, maybe a little more concerned.
But here in front of these fans, Bob.
They're packed out here. This is a Friday, and it's rainy, and it's gray, and it's cold. That place tomorrow at noon will be rocking, and it will be tough to do anything.
Hey, you and Tommy Eichenberg, same people.
Hey, that's a great compliment. I'll take that all day long. The dude's been killing it here for a long time.
Penn State linebacker you, right?
Yes, it is. A lot of great linebackers through there, and a ton of great linebackers have come through here, that's for sure.
More in Penn State, though, right? That's what everyone says.
No, but it's linebacker
That's
you.
what they
It's
say.
linebacker you, I thought.
I don't know. Who is they?
Yeah, who's they, con man?
People, you know.
Shirts. I think it's T-shirts that say linebacker University, Penn State. Penn State University.
If you put it on a T-shirt, it's got to be true, right?
So there is a little bit of something to that, though, with the pride of the Ohio State linebacker room?
I don't know. Who cares? Try to win the game.
Who's
trying to win the game?
Look at
Who
this
cares?
guy.
Okay.
I watched him chest up Paul Postlesny back in the day. Saying real LBU.
I love Paul. Paul's the man.
Hey, he is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, Pittsburgh guy, obviously. He was actually, I believe, in that big bald man's wedding that I got to speak at AQ Shipley. We'll go back to Tone Diggs with some gambling stuff. Hey, General, we appreciate what you do for us every single week. We appreciate your rankings. And we appreciate
up there?
what you did for... Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Okay.
How many gimmicks we got?
I got 2 for you this
Yes,
week.
thank God.
Because I got to give some love to my man up here. He's been taking a lot of heat. They lost to Rufflin at Louisville. But the Irishman, my man Marcus Freeman, getting it done up here. Whatever it took, right there.
What is
Look at
happening
this.
down there?
Hey.
What happened?
He's looking good, getting a little lifts in.
normal.
Yeah, getting some lifts in.
Got the platforms on.
That's all good.
These are the Hokas? These are original Hokas.
Yeah, they are.
But 48-20 over top of USC. I mean, that thing was an epic beatdown. 3 interceptions for Caleb Williams. Got it done, pounding the rock. And then my last one, man. You got to give some love to a school that didn't have a conference for a long time. They were drifting around on the West Coast. And my man, the Andy Dufresne Shawshank Award, the Stanford Cardinal, Troy Taylor, 29-0. I was out on the West Coast, pal. I don't know if anyone is awake still watching this. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. They crawled through 500 yards of the most foul-smelling feces. That's 5 football fields, a half a mile. And came out smelling clean as a rose on the other side.
Boom.
Trying to get to that tree?
Right there. Found it. Found the tree.
That's
Say,
fantastic. I love what you do. I appreciate your brain. Thank you so much, General. Ladies and gentlemen, the General. He's yours. He's yours. Bobby Carpenter. Back to you, Tone, with some gambling odds as we make our way back to the stage.
Thank you, boys. It's funny you guys were talking about linebacker U and Penn State versus Ohio State, because while that was going on, AQ was actually saying, like, you know what, Ohio State is linebacker U. Actually, I wanted to go to Ohio State. They didn't offer me. He said Ohio State's the best program ever, right, AQ? Oh, you don't have a mic. That sucks. Sorry. Okay. Talking about gambling for this game, Ohio State currently -4 to -5.5. They started off the season against the spread a little bit slow. Against Indiana, they didn't cover. People were, up in arms about it, but they covered the last 2. Ohio State has covered all 6 of their games. Okay,
Jeez.
James Franklin knows if you're not going to beat Ohio State and Michigan, you better cover for the boosters and everything like that.
Yep.
5-1 to the under. Ohio State is. They've played a bunch of under games this year. How do you boys feel about this game?
Do you know where most of the money's coming in right now?
53% is on Penn State, actually.
Whoa.
Okay.
Jeez.
Hey.
Is there any money on any touchdown scores? Because it feels like every Saturday we wake up and we basically realize Marvin Harrison Jr. is in the end zone again on a 75-yard touchdown.
Bingo, my friend. All the money is on Marvin Harrison Jr. to score a touchdown, because he has scored basically a touchdown every single game that man has played in his college career. Boys, welcome back.
That's what he does. Marvin Harrison Jr. sounds like a good bet to me. The unders, you said? I think you heard
5-1 to the under for Ohio State. Penn State, there's 2 teams that are 6-0 against the spread in the country. That is the Oklahoma Sooners, who Bob had at number 5, and Penn State.
Wow. Penn State's looking out for people over there. Obviously, that's not something they're used to.
Yeah, definitely not.
I never did that.
Oh, Ty, good to see you back, pal.
Hey, yeah, good to be back.
Did you hear what happened earlier? Fake Lou Holtz, who was interviewing real Lou Holtz, if you do recall, whenever Lou Holtz said something about Ohio State not being tough and everything, whenever he was answering a question from one of the, maybe like a Barbara Walters-esque interview from Fake Lou Holtz. Fake Lou Holtz actually met Ryan Day face-to-face, apologized.
Oh, really?
Yeah, said no ill will from
awesome.
either of us, me or real Lou. It was a cool thing. It was a cool moment.
So they patched things up? Or?
I think so. Is that how you, did you watch it? Is that how you think?
I tried to watch it. I had a breakfast burrito this morning and took a pretty nasty shit in the bathroom in here, so it was kind of spotty in and out, but good to hear that they, maybe patch things up.
Yeah, if you were Fake Lou, though, how would you feel the vibes were coming from the other side throughout the entirety of that, if you had to guess?
If I had to guess, I'd say it looked like he was having a pretty good time. Yeah, it looked like he smiled quite a bit and was kind of jovial and laughing. So I don't know. I think he's feeling pretty good going into tomorrow's game.
Yeah, I think he should, and I think Fake Lou Holtz should feel really good too, pal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think Fake Lou.
Very
Don't you
good.
think, Ty?
Very good.
I think so. That was awesome.
Great.
I think you should feel pretty good about it. Let's talk about a video that has surfaced via NFL Films, I assume, or maybe the Baltimore Ravens. Did you hear what Justin Tucker said to the boys after having a record-breaking day over in London? The speech to the team is something that is absolutely beautiful, and I think it personifies not only who Justin Tucker is as a guy, just a hard worker who just is lucky to be there, is how he views it, even though he's the greatest of all time when it comes to striking a football, but also how most kickers view things, and how, like, whenever you hear people talk bad about kickers, it's like kickers know what you're talking about. We very much understand that physically our job is much less important than every single other human on this football field. We live with that every single day. I mean, we own it, we enjoy it, we move along. But the way he phrased it, I think, was so fascinating. Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest kicker of all time, talking to his team after giving a game ball by his coach, Coach Harbaugh.
Record, all-time career record field goals. The guy's the best in the business, the best it's ever been, Justin Tucker.
I couldn't be happier and more proud to be a part of a team where every once in a while, I get to be the punctuation, I get to be an exclamation point. You guys are the paragraph, you guys are the story, and Tyler and Jordan and I and the field goal unit, we're just here to do our jobs, help us win football games. So I appreciate you guys just getting us down the field and giving us the opportunity. Hell of a win.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Justin Tucker. What a way to represent your team and the profession that you have dominated since you got into the NFL. But that brings up a good point. Whenever you say, like, the story, the paragraph, we're just the punctuation, like, special teams is a third phase of a game that plays into everything. AJ, will it play into this game here? What is this stadium known for? Is there a lot of special teams stuff?
It always does. It always. I mean, I came from the Jim Tressel era, and he always said punt is the most important play in football. And I grew to absolutely believe that, playing the wing 4 straight years on punt. But
4 straight years? You're All-American playing wing on punt?
No, definitely not All-American, but 4 straight years on wing. I did not leave my tackle. I did not let anyone up and under.
You were not an All-American?
Not at the wing position, no.
Oh, okay. But you were an All-American linebacker.
At the linebacker position.
Never left your wingman, is what you're
But
saying.
you're playing wing as an All-American linebacker?
4 straight years, yeah. What do you mean? That's what you do here. Starters play everything.
That's what Ohio State is.
It's smart, too. It gets you ready for the NFL.
Well, you didn't do any of that.
Didn't Penn State return 2 for a touchdown last week?
They
AQ?
did.
Yeah.
That's what we got to watch out.
Got things going.
So is Ohio State going to punt out of bounds? What are we going to do? How we field position? Let's put it up high. What do we do?
Why are you always
I would punt out of bounds and give our defense a chance. That's what I would always do. But
Were you a punter in high school? Were you a punter?
Yes, I was a punter in high school.
Yeah, I heard a story from a guy while I was walking over here. He said
I don't believe it.
He went to it's about you. So
I know.
But it's like this. You have like these Chuck
Berry?
Jeez Louise.
That's
the greatest guitar player of all time?
For shoot, thought that's where
guy
it
that
could
could
go.
count to a bazillion or infinity twice. What was those things all started? This guy.
Oh, Chuck, the karate guy.
Yeah.
Chuck Norris?
Chuck Norris, thank you.
Chuck Norris.
Okay, glad we got there.
We did.
Karate guy.
We started at Chuck
He
Berry.
does karate.
We got to Chuck Norris.
Counted to a billion twice.
Anyways, you're like Chuck Norris around here. I heard like a couple stories. They're like, I went and watched A.J. Hawk play at Centerville High School one time. He had 36 carries for 220 yards, 14 tackles, and he averaged 52 yards a punt. And he had to punt the ball like 3 times. That's how he's talked about around here. So I appreciate your appreciation for like punters and kickers. But every time you say just punt it out of bounds, you're perpetuating something that's damn near impossible these days. Because there's people that run 4.2s off the edge that'll block that thing. Back in the day when people were punting it out of bounds, they had to normally step out of the pocket, kind of direct themselves. You can offset a little bit, but at the end of the day, there's 6'6" guys running 4.3 like this off the edge trying to kill you.
I get it. I mean,
trying to kill you.
Maybe not every single punt, but I'd say 60 to 70% you can put out of bounds.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that for sure. You can certainly take a little bit of running off the books for the boys. Let's talk about another position group that is certainly important to whenever it comes to football talk. The wide receiver position had a little bit of a civil war going on.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Smith, Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Steve Smith, Jerry Jeudy.
A little bit.
Everybody felt obligated to kind of weigh in on it too. How the voices of the wide receiver committee were like, hey, whoa, 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 whoa. If you do recall, Steve Smith called Jerry Jeudy a jag, just a guy, on one of his podcasts. Then he was there for a Thursday Night Football game in which the Denver Broncos were playing, and he was going to go up to Jerry Jeudy to tell him, hey, I was wrong in calling you a jag after watching your film and do that. Jerry Jeudy said, I heard what you said. Don't you come talk to me, which I certainly appreciate and respect. As somebody that has to say a lot of stuff in the microphones, if somebody ever told me, like, hey, you can go yourself, I would understand.
Sure.
I would completely understand. So then Steve Smith got back on air and said, I tried to apologize. This guy said this, so I meant what I said. When I said this guy is just a guy and sends it back, then Jerry Jeudy answers and dances in the back. It became a thing. Jerry Jeudy has addressed the whole thing once again. I think we're putting a bow on it, okay? The wide receiver battle of who's right, who's wrong, old school, new school. Does this guy stink? Is this guy hated? Bow on it. Here's Jerry Jeudy addressing the situation.
It's always frustrating losing. Nobody want to lose. You feel me? Losing is the worst possible thing that could happen. So that's very frustrating. And I mean, as a receiver, it's a lot of people you got to depend on. So you could be open, but if the line don't do their thing, the quarterback didn't do the job, the OC don't push you in. It's a whole lot of stuff that we got to go through as a receiver to be successful. So I can't really just. At the end of the day, I got to do what I do at the end of the day. People could say, oh, look at the stats, look at this, look at that, but at the end of the eye in the sky don't lie, so that's what it is.
What did the eye in the sky show of the last game for you?
I think that's what y'all need to go do. Go watch the film instead of looking at the stats. Go watch the film and see what it do.
Now, kind of, I saw a Will Compton tweet where it was like, I don't think he meant to throw every human that he works with under the bus, but he kind of did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kind of came out that way. But I think he was at the point where he was sick of being judged for everything that's potentially going on around him. That Broncos thing is crazy. They're now talking about right now, AJ?
Yeah.
About dumping Russell Wilson.
Yep.
Because there's like some $25 million or something like that guarantee after the season and moving on. We talked about this when Sean Payton got the job. We said at the end, if this doesn't work, who will they go with? Will it be Sean Payton's fault or Russell Wilson's fault? It feels like what is being talked about right now is like Sean Payton probably already had the conversation that he's allowed to move on if he's not able to get Russell Wilson to work with him. And it's bad over there. It is bad across the board, AJ.
What do they do, I guess? Can they move on from Russ with all the money he is owed? I'm sure they can do it, but they're just going to take a big dead cap hit, I would imagine.
Yep. Yeah. Man. Exactly. It is massive. I don't know if it's 20 or if it's like 40 to 50.
Do you think it's actually going to happen? Like, do you think they really will not give it another chance with Russ possibly next year? Maybe he shows signs towards the end of the season, like flashes of the old Russ? I don't know.
It's like the Dak Prescott situation. It's $61 million, I think, is what the Dak Prescott situation is if they move on from him against the dead cap next year. It's like, you think Jerry Jones is ever going to sign up to be at a disadvantage of $61 million in a salary cap? Never. Not with the way he stacks his team and everything like that. Is it more than 61?
I'm looking up right now, but they're the richest owners in the NFL, but that doesn't matter for the salary cap, especially when you're trying to build back up. Like, you need every dollar that you can in that salary cap.
Yeah, so I wonder what Russell Wilson's is. That deal was allegedly ironclad.
Yeah.
But it's like that's being discussed, I guess, in some sort. It's like that's bananas to think about.
Yeah, I don't know if they can move Russ, but like guys like Jeudy and even like a Cortland Sutton. I mean, Patrick Surtain, they could get some real first round talent from those guys and at least stack up for the draft, and then you're just restarting this thing next year again. I mean, that sucks, but that looks like the reality.
See, but if that's what they're doing, then why are you keeping Russ? Like,
I don't know.
You're just going a super
Town
young
has the
team.
stats.
So if they release him, okay, it's $85 million against the cap, but they save nothing. It's $85 million against the cap.
That's a lot of money, bro.
Yeah.
So you might as well just sign somebody else and keep Russ on the team?
Yeah,
honestly,
your backup. Russell Wilson backup. If you're gonna do
not
that.
happening.
That was pre-June 1st. If it's after June 1st, they pay $35 million in 2024 and $49 million in 2025. So that's just split. They still got to pay the 80 whatever, but
it gets a little bit more appetizing though whenever you split it. But you don't know what the salary cap's going to grow to each year. But that sounds like a large portion of it for 2 years, kind of gone for one player. So Sean Payton and Russell Wilson kind of tied at the hip then, seemingly.
At least
the crazy thing is, Russell's the best piece on that entire team. He really is. Like when you watch it, their offensive line is bad. Their
Which is
defense,
saying a lot.
the defense. That's exactly what I'm getting at. The defense is maybe one of the worst.
They were supposed to be really good, though,
and
weren't
they're
they?
terrible. And they're unloading all their best pieces too. They've gotten rid of Randy Gregory. They've gotten rid of Frank Clark. Russell's stats, comparably to some of the better guys, is very good. The other guys around him.
Yeah, how's the team, the defense just fall apart so quick like that? And
Crazy.
now they're talking, remember last week it was the rumblings that Rex Ryan was back, and now obviously we're a week later and it's like, is that every year? And if is this my first time getting a chance to get the information that it's every year that Rex Ryan is potentially going back? But could you imagine his ass back in with Sean Payton and Rex Ryan over there? That would be absurd. They're going to have to make some changes. Richest owner in the NFL is not going to want to just continue to lose.
No.
Let's turn our attention back to this game here. Okay?
Yeah.
And the entire Big Ten. Here's a discussion we're having tomorrow on game day, and it's a discussion that's pretty big whenever it comes to the Big Ten. You guys are set up the Big Ten East and the Big Ten West, right? When did there's the leaders and legends at one point?
Missed that. I think it was when they went to 12 teams. So whenever they picked up Rutgers and Maryland.
Yeah.
Yeah, the legends and leaders thing threw me way off. That threw me off and everything.
So
I wasn't sure who was in what.
Okay, but the Big Ten East, the way it's set up, Big Ten East has Michigan, Penn State, Ohio State, right?
It's a powerhouse.
Pretty much going to be good. That's like, you know what?
You don't want to be in the East if you're in the West.
But then in the Big Ten West, you have a track right to the Big Ten championship. And if somehow something happens, like what happened to San Francisco in the NFC championship last year, where their quarterback, middle linebacker, defensive end, and I think one other player got hurt in the first quarter, where you lose just everybody, and somehow your team looks vastly different, and you can't even complete or attempt a forward pass. Then the Big Ten West is the champion, and they're potentially sitting on a college football playoff berth. Whenever they have teams that can't even really move a ball forward offensive football-wise, which leads me to Iowa. Whenever you're talking about this Ohio State team or Michigan team or Penn State team, what is the team that you would like to see least, and why is it that the fact is that the Big Ten West is so simple seemingly, and Iowa needs to win the rest of the year?
Well, see, it didn't always used to be like that either. I mean, in recent years, it's basically either been Iowa or Wisconsin. But like when both you guys played in the Big Ten, like we looked at, we were watching AJ's highlight tape yesterday, and like there were a couple matchups like Ohio State, Iowa, where Iowa's ranked 9th, Ohio State's ranked 8th. Same deal with AQ. Like Iowa would they went into Penn State and won before, but I think it just. At this point now, like they hear all the external noise about, how bad the offense is and just not doing anything to try to kind of change that or be better. And I think they kind of relish it. It's like, hey, yeah, our offense sucks. It is awful. Maybe the worst ever. But also, like, guess what? Still win games. It's like if you want to bitch about how bad the offense is and all that kind of stuff, like Iowa does what they only control what they can control. They beat the teams that they should in the West. And then, they went to Happy Valley a couple months ago
31 zip.
And got their asses beat by Penn State.
31 zip.
Yep. Tough day for the Hawkeyes.
Exactly. But, I don't think anyone's talking about it. Like, they're playing, Cade McNamara was supposed to be much better, and he was good early, and then he blows out his knee, loses it. Luke Lachey, who, is going to be one of the top tight ends taken in the draft, and Eric All, they're two best playmakers on offense. Both those guys are lost for the year. So it really is one of those things where they know their defense and their special teams is good enough where it's like
Torrey Taylor.
Yeah, exactly. Torrey Taylor, like, again, people are talking about it and it's tongue-in-cheek and they're kidding, but like no one is more important to their team than he is. Like you could put him up for the Heisman because like what he does is so unbelievable. Like I don't know if we've ever seen it in college football before.
Especially with how your team is constructed, because how good the defense is. So if you have an incredible punter that can pin people, which Torrey Taylor does at a rapid clip and has been doing for years, so incredibly impressive. Can't wait to see him in the NFL. He's going to be great, I think. But he pins, and then the D gets.
Exactly.
Like the D actually eats. It's actually a strategy. Like I used to say, okay, we'll pin him, you guys get him. And then 2 plays happen,
and they're already on the 50. And it's like, all right, that punt was completely pointless. Like, we went out there for actually no reason. They are now past where the original line of scrimmage was. We could have just gave them the ball, saved some time. It actually would have been better than punting it all the way down. But whenever you take advantage of that, which Iowa does, it's old school football.
Yeah.
But at some point, you're going to have to do offense.
Well, and that's the thing.
Like, you know what I mean?
When you say, like, who would you rather play if they were to make it to the Big Ten championship between Ohio State, Penn State, and Michigan, like, it really doesn't matter unless it is a situation like you were talking about. Like, yeah, unless their first and second string quarterbacks like break their legs. Like, I don't know if.
What's the future of the Big Ten look like? Do we know?
No,
they're getting rid of the divisions.
Yeah.
This is the last year for divisions because the Pac-12 teams are coming in or whatever. And thank God, because like when you look at it, like Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan, NIL-wise and recruiting-base-wise, like the margin between them and all the other teams in the Big Ten West is so different that it keeps getting worse and worse every year. That's why, 10 years ago it wasn't as bad. These last 5 years it has been. So, yeah, they're going to go to non-divisions, which, it'll be better because then you'll have all the Pac-12 teams.
But the problem with non-divisions is if it's Ohio State and Michigan,
Correct.
The big game is the last game of the season.
Correct. Right.
And then what? The Big Ten championship is the week later? That's why
Could be.
Ryan Day, I think, said, maybe last year, we could have that game be earlier. And people got, real mad at him. And it was I think that's a potential
staple that's a noon game at the end, the last game of the regular season. So I don't know how they.
Hey, that's one of the greatest things I've been a part of.
It's awesome.
And will it ever get rotated out?
There's no way when they don't play. Ohio State
do that.
They have to play. There's no way they're taking away the Ohio State Michigan game.
No. What are you saying?
Yeah, what are you trying to say?
There's 16 teams, right? You're gonna you only play 8 or 9.
Guess what runs the show? Money. We know money runs the world.
Hey,
You're not taking
that?
Ohio State Michigan away.
I get it.
You got to have Michigan who's stealing signs.
Sons of bitches.
And you got to have the fine folks from OH. There's nobody else standing in this weather.
No chance.
People. These Ohio folks, okay? These are the people.
The best.
And that is why Ohio State, Michigan will be forever. But it is certainly something to look at the next generation of this whole thing. Hey, that's the last week of the year. And then the Big Ten championship is literally a week later in Indianapolis normally. It's would this... So the big game means, obviously, everything. Mm-hmm. But then would the next week be...
Yeah, that would be...
bigger?
But also, could you imagine?
Gotta think about that. I don't know.
Could you imagine, what it would be under the lights in, the first week of November? That would be awesome,
Listen,
too.
they're booing you right now.
Yeah, well,
Anytime would
that
be
sucks
awesome,
for them because that's the reality of the situation. Sankey...
That's a heads up.
Sankey was on the simulcast, and he said, hey, we're still doing Oklahoma-Texas rivalry no matter what.
Yeah, Sankey said you're going to keep that. You look to keep that. Will the Big Ten do the same for a big one here in Columbus? It is our honor. Ladies and gentlemen, you hear the sound start to scream there. You see the sign stop Taylor Swift. What? Why?
Come on.
Yeah, why?
Come on.
She's currently dating heavily.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're holding hands, kissing, smooching.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Allegedly. Mm-hmm. There's houses getting bought, allegedly.
What?
Allegedly.
Whoa, that's quick.
Hey, they're in love. I'm so happy.
in love.
Sick.
I am so happy.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm so happy for them. What are you doing, Pop?
The hell? Standing there.
What are you doing?
Like a clown.
Hey,
What are you doing?
Hey, get.
Hey, I literally turned and looked and just saw him.
Hey, go on, get.
Picking up.
I think you. All right, you can.
Just get the hell out of here.
We don't love you anymore.
Get the hell out of here.
By who?
You want me to go?
Yeah, get.
No.
Get out.
Get out.
Get out of here. Go on.
We don't love you anymore.
Thank you.
Leave.
Thank you,
Leave.
Hey, Q sucks.
Come on, dude. Yes. Love Ohio.
A man who does not suck, and we don't believe AQ does, but these people certainly do. A man who certainly does not suck. A man who is already being talked about as the savior of NFL franchises next year. Mm-hmm. Well, he's still got an entire season left here at Ohio State. The best wide receiver in college football. Ladies and gentlemen, his name says it. He proves it. Marvin Harrison Jr.
This is awesome. He's so good at the football. His hands, by the way, just seem
Oh, yeah.
off my
Yeah,
whole.
holy hell, it touched my elbow.
Yeah, I don't want to say I
What
don't
the
want to
heck?
say combine stats. His hands massive. That's good. I think that's a good stat to have. Hey, thank you for joining us.
Of course. Big fan of the show. So.
All right, listen, you should not watch our show. Listen, you need us to not ruin you at all because you are something that I think football is very, very excited about. Obviously, there's been a trend of young wide receivers doing well in the NFL, and you are the guy that literally, as you were walking onto the stage, a producer that's back in the truck who's one of our guys, Zito, he said, there's future Bears savior right there as you were walking, okay? There he is right there on the left, Foxy on the right would take you for the Lions, and then for me with the Colts, it's like, hey, we are sucking enough to fall into a position where Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be able to follow in his dad's footsteps to become an Indianapolis Colt. Let's talk about that. There was a piece on Game Day last year about your dad and everything that obviously you two have done to get you to this point. How has it been having a dad that's a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest of all time? It seems like it's paying off greatly. Do you not feel the pressure, though, of your name and what you have to do ever? Because you have done this thing flawlessly since the day you showed up here in Ohio State.
No, I mean, it's definitely a lot of pressure, but my dad has helped me a lot throughout my whole career. He's coached me very hard since a very young age, and just learning from the most that I can from him. But yeah, I think the pressure definitely is always there for me, but you try not to let it affect you too much.
You're known to be just like a jugsaholic, like you're just on the jugs. Is that from your dad, I assume? You've had a professional workout probably since you were a kid in this game?
Yeah, I think the work ethic definitely comes from him, and then it's just in me. I don't know. I just always want to push myself to be the best player that I can be, and every time I step on the field, I try to do the best I can, and I work very hard to shine on Saturdays.
Yeah, you do. And by the way, the Louis cleats and
so
sweet. So much swag. It's awesome. Your moxie and confidence is something needed at your position. Last question for me before the boys have something for you. Kyle McCord. Obviously, a lot has been made about him in his first year here as the Ohio State quarterback. Talking about a quarterback starting with Marvin Harrison Jr. as a wide receiver is certainly a comfort zone for a young guy. How has your relationship evolved here at the college level as opposed to high school level this season? And what do you see from him here that you maybe saw from him earlier?
Yeah, Kyle's my guy. We started playing with each other in our sophomore year of high school at St. Joe's Prep. We went on to win 3 straight state championships together.
Is that good?
Yeah, so that's pretty good. And then when we got to college, we both kind of had to wait our turns a year, sitting behind some great players. And then our relationships kind of developed, I think, more so off the field than on the field. He's my roommate my freshman year, and we just kind of bonded over time.
Hell yeah, you guys are showing up. What, 163? I think it was 163 2 weeks ago to put you up over 100 yards. I mean, it was insane. It's fun watching you, dude. Legitimately, it's fun to watch you play football. AJ has a question for you.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about that jugs machine that you're famous for? You talk to anybody affiliated with Ohio State, and they say, I can't go to the indoor facility and not see Marvin out there catching balls. Like, that's obviously your thing, but you have this kind of special jugs machine you've been using that you can like line up and throw you different routes and something. Like, what is this thing? Is this AI? Is this a full-blown robot?
Oh, you got AI? You're using AI?
Should we be worried?
It's called The Seeker, by the company of Monarch, and they helped me out a lot. Just my success from last year. And it's not really just me. It's a lot of guys out there with me catching passes, a lot of different receivers. DBs come out there too, running back. So we all work very hard together and just kind of push each other.
Now, whenever we were coming up through college, different time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Different time. Yeah. Do you guys get to have a good time at all? What do you guys do for fun? Play cards? We hang out? Go eat? Do we have a couple beers every once in a while? What?
I like to go to restaurants. I go to restaurants a lot, and then other times just playing Madden, watching movies. I'm more of a homebody, so I stay home. I don't like to go too many places, but
I am too.
I just
I think everybody is. Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, Marvin, you talked about when you and Kyle came in, you guys both kind of had to sit because there was other guys in front of you, and that wide receiver room at Ohio State for the last 8, 9, 10 years has been absolutely prolific. So, like, is there a motto or is there a thing in there where, like, someone had to teach you and then you have to teach the other 5 stars coming in? And how do you guys compete in that wide receiver room? Because it's insane.
Yeah. I got there, I think it was 4 first-rounders in my class. I think Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, Jameson Williams, and Jackson.
Pretty good.
All in that receiver room with me. And then obviously I came in with other 5-star guys, and Mecca was a 5-star, Julian Fleming. So just surrounded by so many great players. You have no choice but to learn from them as much as you can, and they definitely push you each and every day.
Yeah. Now, obviously, you're getting paid. We know. We know that. But other than that, we talked to Ryan Day earlier, and he said, like, we're very transparent about who we are, and it's got to be the right people. Why are 5 first-rounders in one room, 6 first-rounders in one room, coming to Columbus, Ohio to play at Ohio State? What did you see in this program that made you choose here, and what have you experienced?
Just the history, and then me playing receiver, one of the big factors was Coach Hartline. He does a tremendous job with the receivers. I think the best thing about him is that he obviously recruits the right guys, like you said. We all are very talented, but he develops your mind more than anything. And I truly believe, your mind can take you places that your body can't. So I think he definitely does a great job of developing that, and I think that's why he's been so successful over the years.
How long have you had that, that's like a killer mentality there. Like your mind can just control you, your work ethic, everything. You said, yeah, my dad showed me, but have you been like this forever? What other sports you play?
I played football. Well, obviously I played football, basketball, track, and those were really my main 3
Basketball,
sports.
you're incredible, I
basketball
assume?
and track. I wasn't incredible, but I was pretty good. I think I was perfect.
What about track? What do we do in track?
I ran some of the short sprints, and then once I got to high school, I really couldn't run track too much. Was how football season was going. There's like 7-on-7 now, so you play football all year, so I couldn't really run track as much as I wanted to.
They were calling you an NFL wide receiver last year. What are you working on? What do you get better at?
Everything.
What does that even mean?
Wow.
Everything.
I feel like you never can be too good at any specific skill. So that's catching the ball, running routes, yards at the catch. There's always room for improvement. So there's never really anything that I'm satisfied with.
Do you watch any film of anybody?
Yeah, a lot of guys. Too many to name, so many guys. Obviously, all the Ohio State receivers. Still keep in contact with them. And then obviously, I watched my dad a lot growing up, more so on YouTube. Yeah, more so YouTube. And then,
Hey, how about that toe drag in New England? That catch?
The one he tipped it to himself?
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite plays.
Yeah, insane.
Yeah,
he's filthy. I saw all those pictures at a point in time, and then they just got taken off the wall. It's really unbelievable. Connor has a question for you, Marvin.
Yeah, Marvin, obviously you heard from Zito, the Bears fan, savior of the Bears. And as a Patriots fan, I can actually say, too, needs just savior of the Patriots. There's a lot of different teams that need your services. Do you think about that at all? Is it easy to block out, like, hey, I'm at Ohio State, I need to focus on this? Or sometimes do you drift on a Sunday when you're watching football, like, ooh, I could be playing with that guy, with this guy? Does that ever cross your mind?
No, not right now. I'm worried about this year and doing the best that I can and finish out this year, helping my team win. But next year we'll see, wherever it takes me. Continue to work hard and do the best I can.
You don't watch him and say, I could cook that guy?
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of great corners in the league. I definitely look forward to playing against a lot of them, playing with some great receivers as well, so I don't really look at it like that, though.
Do you talk?
No, I'm not much of a talker.
No?
No, I'll celebrate, but I ain't going to say too much.
Just going to do your job.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah. Love it. Sounds like you're the perfect guy, which is why, once again, come to Indianapolis.
Yeah, right. Or New England.
Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Marvin, you talk about like that kind of external pressure and going, obviously at the end of the day, winning is all that matters, but when everyone's talking about like, hey, this guy this weekend should go for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, that's said every single week. Like, do you have, I don't want to say like statistical benchmarks where it's like, hey, if I don't do this on Saturday, I'm going to be disappointed in myself? Or is it kind of just, hey, I'm going to let the game come to me and impact it how I can?
Just let the game come to me and impact it the way I can. I know the team counts on me a lot to make plays, being one of the focal points on the offense. I just try to do my part and helping the offense, whether that's in the run game or in the pass game, just doing all that I can to help the team.
You blocking out there?
I do my best and try.
So what are we doing? I'm sure you're getting judged on that in film. What do we do? What is the technique? Are you going for big shot? Are you going hands? Are you running
hands,
feet?
Hands and feet.
Man, we're trying to.
Exactly, move your feet. I think I got rolled up on Notre Dame game. Yeah. Stop my feet. That's what happened.
That can't happen. Got to keep driving.
Got to keep moving your feet.
Yeah, I like that. That's your mindset, because there's some wide receivers that are like certain top 5 picks that would certainly go like, not have to move my feet. Got to stop blocking near. In college.
Near the play.
So we appreciate the hell out of your humility. We appreciate the hell out of your play, and we can't wait to see you not only this weekend, the rest of the season, and on Sundays. What do you expect from the environment here, Newton?
These best fans in the land right here.
Hell yeah.
We appreciate you, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Marvin.
All right. Hands are massive. Appreciate you, man. His dad, pretty good ball player. Hey,
not too shabby.
Yeah, he's pro ready already.
Yeah, he was as soon as he got to
teams have got on campus.
Last year, probably wasn't 17.
Ladies and gentlemen, AQ Shipley.
AQ.
Ohio State legend. Let's look at some of these signs around here. Obviously, Marvin here.
Oh, no.
Nice. AQ stuff.
I don't know where they got that from.
I don't either.
Very creative crowd here. It's like a European crowd.
Yeah.
They can turn everything into a song if they have to.
Flares out there?
There was great. There's not any flares
Light 'em.
or drums yet, or man pans.
Man pan. Yeah.
Man pan that Jordan Poyer plays. But there is an incredibly creative bunch. Now, AJ Hawk tweeted for the first time in like 10 months to say, I expect a lot of classy signs out there for our show tomorrow live at noon. And now, that was his first. There has been a lot of signs here. I mean, let's go ahead and bounce around a little bit.
Yeah, that's my birthday.
Where were you January 6th,
It's my
AJ Hawk?
birthday.
Yeah, where?
Good question.
Yeah, where were you?
Where?
We're not the only ones that are wondering, apparently. These are your own people.
I was not at the dust up. I was at my house. I was actually on the show.
You think it's a dust up,
Oh, that's what you're calling it, a dust up.
I can tell you what someone else told me.
Oh, Coach Del Rio.
Yes.
Got it.
Anyways, that is his birthday. Let's go to another sign here. Takate died for Boston Connor sins. Rest in peace, Takate Lolita, absolute stallion of a whale.
True. Hell yeah.
Harbaugh, don't steal my sign. Pat's field goal percentage, 73%. That's true. Me, about to be 100%. Oh, you're going to be up for the kick tomorrow.
Angler.
Trying to weasel his way in. I appreciate that, pal. The kid last week stayed there from 4 p.m. all the way through the next morning and was just holding a sign that says kicking's easy. If this dude accomplishes that feat, we could probably say, yeah, you'll be able to do that.
Okay.
But that being said, it's for $65,000 tomorrow. It's only going to be one.
Yeah, no more rebuttals. I was pretty pissed with that.
Are you on the field?
I think it's going to be out over here. But like with Jake Moody, right? Jake Moody misses that kick.
Yeah.
Like you don't think Jake Moody wishes he could have another kick?
Yeah, give me another.
That's why kicking isn't easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
But that Grayson kid's commitment, I was very proud of.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I had to go ahead and give him a $30,000 opportunity, and they were all peer pressuring the shit out of me, and everybody knows I'm not great at that.
Yeah, they were.
Sure.
That's Kirk's fault. I put that on him.
Another sign. Yeah, Kirk wants me to lose. There's AJ Hawk, obviously the president of the state of Ohio. Aaron Rodgers is my spirit animal. Is that Jordan Poyer out there? Show me your Hawk. And then obviously the homage shirt of Bobby Carpenter, AJ Hawk. Urban's Chop House. I don't know if that guy's finger dancing down there, but I do know we are going to have to stop by there this evening. Hey, Urban Meyer's name's going to come up for some of these coaching jobs.
Yeah.
They're going, like Pete Thamel basically said Jim Harbaugh probably gone, potentially.
That's what it felt like, though.
But he was alluding to maybe Jim Harbaugh leaving Michigan. So that means a coaching vacancy would be taking place with the team up north right there. That'd be a big deal.
A huge deal. That's one of the top 5 jobs in the country. But Pete Carroll did the same thing. You know, when he was facing some potential sanctions and stuff like that, he said, I'll go take the Seahawks job.
Yeah. They've been wanting me to do this NFL. I got to prove myself and go do that. All right, as we wrap up this beautiful Feel Good Friday, live from Columbus, Ohio, with a Show Me Your Hawk chant, which I can't thank enough. I think it's time for us to try to give away some money to these fine people if AJ Hawk commits.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Oh, we should. Now we go.
We've been incredibly impressed by this great group of Ohioans, Ohio folks that showed up for us today in the rain, in the chill. It's only right that the president of Ohio, the current Ohio's Finest Award winner, that's a real thing. You can look it up. He was given a trophy and he gave a speech.
That's right.
AJ Hawk, this guy right here with the pink hat, okay, has been going bananas all morning. He has started numerous OH chants, and he has been bringing the energy since the beginning. I think he has an old school AJ Hawk jersey on.
That's awesome. Wow.
Game worn.
All right, so if you make this shot, him, and I believe that's his daughter. Okay, good. I'm happy to hear that. That's what I was hoping.
Yeah, you never know in Ohio.
Whoa.
I'm just saying, you don't. You never do.
Sometimes facts hurt.
He and his daughter have come out here and had an incredible time. We appreciate them. $1,000 to them if you make this shot. We're right here in front of these glorious people.
It's about half the distance.
Okay, a little dunk after the fact. Appreciate that. Doesn't count for anything.
They lowered
6 foot hoop out
I am a little bit worried about how low the hoop is.
Yeah.
Let's go with the guy who made the AJ Hawk sign that has been featured a few times. We appreciate your content. We appreciate you making our show better. If AJ Hawk, what did you do wrong? What'd you do wrong?
It's a little bit shorter than I'm used to, but I'm going to adjust and make this one.
Okay, she did say that. And here is for $1,000 to the AJ Hawk signed guy.
It's about half the distance of normal.
It is a little breezy out there. It's a Midwestern breeze.
Read it.
Tone Diggs, pick a sign. Pick a sign.
I like the show me your Hawk sign guy.
Show me your Hawk sign. Okay, this is for show me your Hawk sign.
That guy is
$1,000. No good. I'll tell you what, AJ is not adjusted to the wind at all.
No,
they
he's
say
not.
kicking is easy. One of them is adjusting. He's a good golfer. You would think he would know that. AQ Shipley, why don't you pick one of your favorite signs out here? All right, come on.
Pat McAfee is your favorite player.
Nope, that's not what it said.
All right, you like a sign, but
This
you don't know what it
guy's
says.
an idiot.
For that one over there, this will be $1,000 if AJ Hawk.
Oh!
He played it. He played it.
Damn. Look good.
I don't know how many more balls we have. 3 more balls.
There's a
here
life-size AJ over
on
there.
this Field Good Friday. Whoa. Come here, please.
That ball moved. I hit a draw.
You did hit a draw. You hit it. The ball had been drawing the entire time. AJ, there's no way in hell we leave this particular program with none of these people winning $1,000, right, AJ?
Your people. No, this one's going in.
For the AJ Hawk full body sign in the back right corner. AJ Hawk! Oh, no. Oh, no.
What the hell?
I mean, same miss every time.
AJ, where's your moxie, boy? You ready?
Be an
No,
athlete.
not ready.
Let's go. I hate waiting.
No, that's a part of it.
Yeah.
Let me shoot.
Let me shoot. Ty Schmidt, pick a sign, please.
The General Bobby Carpenter sign over there.
General Bobby Carpenter.
Yeah.
Right over there. Man with a nice beard next to my mug shot. This is for $1,000. All right, Jesus.
That one, you weren't even trying.
He's not
trying.
This is for nobody. That would have been nothing. Because you mentioned that one goes in.
Oh my God.
Oh,
What are you
that's
doing?
Stupid. This is stupid. Game stinks. Can't even hit people in this
I'm not
game.
waiting in between shots.
It's
I want to
stupid.
get shooting.
Well, guess what? No one wins any money now.
Great. I'll give it to him. Colin, I don't care.
Okay.
All right.
All
Yeah, everybody, $500.
Yep. That's about
No, the person.
$500,000.
That's pointed at that sign over there.
I honestly don't know. I don't know how we rule that one.
What did you
What do you
kick?
mean?
What did you kick over there?
I think it was a trash
Garbage can, yeah.
And it landed.
Shout out Rollman. We're going to have to
landed
clean
up.
that up, obviously. Appreciate that, getting the balls back.
Oh, no, I'll clean that
Hey, I want to let you know, as we wrap up here live on ESPN, and then we'll continue on YouTube and ESPN Plus, obviously, I just can't say this enough. Thank you all so much for showing up for us. This is very, very cool of you. Very, very, very thankful in the rain. I know your president's here, AJ Hawk, and there's a massive game this weekend in this city.
Yep.
Game day will be here live tomorrow, and it should be rumpus the entire way through. Let's cover some things that are happening around the sports world and around the world. Elon Musk will be charging $1 a year for X. That news broke this week.
Yep.
Everybody's mad. It's a buck.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's a buck. We live on that thing. Live on that app. But also, Elon, figure it out. Can we not make money off this thing somehow other than charging more money to more people? Now, granted, I will pay the dollar because I live on the app and it is my favorite platform because of all the stuff. I will say, it has made quite a little...
Yes, it has.
There's been a lot of eras of Twitter, now X. There's been a lot of them, different ownerships, different creative styles, different ideas, and it's kind of gone like this. Right now, it's on a little bit of a downtick. And I'll tell you what's seemingly continue to go that way. It'll come back, though. It'll rise from the ashes. It'll never die, but I think people are not going to be happy about the $1 thing. They'll change it. Also, Nikola Jokic was scouting horses this week at... out at Denver Nuggets training camp. And I don't know, if you're a Nuggets fan, I don't know how you feel about it all. I, as casual basketball fan, love this guy. He is the complete opposite of what you would think NBA superstar would be. He does not apparently care much about the sport of basketball.
No.
But he goes on the court and is better than everybody. There's a video of him, we can run it, where he's watching a video.
Like, is practice happening right now?
Yeah, right before practice. I think it's right before.
Yeah. Jamal putting shoes on.
I was scouting horses.
I'm scouting horses. And remember, after they won last year, he was upset because he had to stay for the parade.
Yeah, that's right.
He was like, "You tell a horse, I'm not coming back." I mean, he is wild. It's awesome. And so is our lives that we get to do this every single Monday through Friday. We are so incredibly lucky to talk into microphones. We are so thankful for not only humans that support us when we do live shows, but everybody that watches on ESPN, on YouTube, and ESPN Plus. We're going to win all our bets this weekend. Everybody is. We'll see you on Overreaction Monday for a breakdown of everything. Goodbye. Hey, great work out there. That's really good work out there. Fuck.
They knew. Hey, they knew. That's unbelievable. Hey, they're dialed in.
I thought it was Hawk.
Nope.
And then I saw the first guys you shot with his daughter.
Yep.
And he was both hand powering.
Fuck.
They're really dialed in. They know exactly where we're at in the show.
Hey, now I will say, that has been something I think we have balanced pretty good. I think we've been able to. I don't know how easy it is just to turn off the hose and then open it back up again every single day. We've done pretty well. I think we deserve a little bit of a round of applause.
I think so. Have a backpack.
Yeah. Especially because it was an F-bomb riddled show, you know? So it wasn't like we were just casually dropping them. We were saying it in every sentence, and then we stopped.
And then we actually said that, this show ain't changing.
Nope.
And then everybody that was watching was like, well, like every fourth word that you guys say, you're no longer going to say anymore. So something has to give. I feel like we've balanced every once in a while. Yeah. But also, ESPN hasn't said anything. There's been a few that have slipped through the crack.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
There has been some.
You scumbags.
Yeah, you. I think you got through.
Yeah, you got one.
I think Aaron got one.
Yep.
Chuck Pagano got one.
Yep.
Gumsh has 8.
Gumpy.
Yeah.
I think everyone but Ty, actually.
No, I have not said it.
Hey, let's shoot that back room there.
It didn't get muted.
Hey, let's shoot the, there it is. Hey, boys, great show there.
Hey, Nick, get off your phone.
Great show there, boys.
Travis's nephew, Herb Street.
So
that's
certainly on Street. That is the host of Street Talk, one half of the host. Of Street Talk. Foxy, go back to you guys there. That's Evan Foxy, lower right in the gray, by the way, obviously. Belongs to Michigan State.
Yeah.
They're in a bad spot. That's Zito, obviously out of Chicago. Once Marvin Zito, mission control there, and then that's old Frankie Nicholas Moraldo on the audio. If anything, it sounds terrible. It's 100% Nick Moraldo's fault.
That's right.
That's
Gumsh is back there.
And ladies and gentlemen, a man who had a 10-year ban from the United States of America just about 3 months ago, now traveling on the road. Ladies and gentlemen, Gumpy is here, baby.
Yeah, Gump!
And then that is Jake Herbstreit, obviously, to the right there, the one who looks like a little boy.
Yep.
Sweet little boy. Sweet little boy. But that's Gumpy's first trip since being back.
Awesome.
It's great having him on the road.
Yeah, because they said ice wouldn't be in Columbus, so we could bring him.
Well.
Yeah.
Somebody just said Christ.
Yeah.
No, it's great. We got internet for him. So what Gumpy does is he rips the show and puts it up on X in real time. So we just got to make sure you have internet. The people here at ESPN, thank you for setting this up.
Thank you, people at ESPN.
Camera folks, truck people, wire people, microphone people, Zotron people, screen people, Porta-John people, security people, coordinating people, food people, drive people, live people, live people. Thank you, everybody here, man. Honestly, thank you, everybody. All right, we're going to take a break because I have to go to the bathroom. We've not been able to do that, and that would get a little bit uncomfortable. We're going to take about 5 minutes on the other side. I believe Kirk Herbstreit will be joining us.
Wow! 2 presidents?
We'll have both of the presidents of Ohio, A.J. Hawk and Kirk Herbstreit, sitting next to each other. They will address their constituents for sure.
Yes. Wow.
For sure. We've had Ryan Day. We have Marvin Harrison Jr. We have Kirk Herbstreit. We did shoot our shot at LeBron James.
Yes, had to.
Didn't work.
His cleats are cool this weekend.
Yeah, they're dope. And he's making picks now. He's getting into the NFL world. We obviously can't wait to dabble with him on that. But be a friend, tell a friend something nice on the other side. The show should be better. Take 5. What's isolation?
It's 4 nights of complete darkness.
What?
Is there a bathroom or you wearing a diaper?
You
For
can
real?
wear-
Holy shit!
Explosive, the thing that really takes it over the top. Jesus fucking Christ. The thing that really takes it over the top.
Son of a bitch, Mad Mel. Get it together.
WWE champion. Yeah! How you Oh yeah, fucking right we did. Oh, I just said right there. There's the first one.
Yeah, that's right.
If you go like that, okay.
Oh my God!
Boom, right there. His foot's
Boom,
on the
touchdown.
fucking line.
Boom.
That's his foot on the line.
He's living out in LA. He drives sports cars just to prove.
I pooped my pants on Monday, actually, a week ago today.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Say so. Say so.
Also, fuck Boston.
You gotta have a working toilet seat.
Can't tell which side is which.
It's crazy.
It's a dead ringer.
Skydiving, I went Rocky Mountain climbing. I went 2.7 seconds on a bull named Blue Mansion.
I think I smoke meat very well.
Ask Schefter what I texted him when he somehow got my number and texted me. I didn't respond to Diana Rossini, I think her name is. I would say the same thing that I told Schefter. Lose my number. Nice try.
My dad always said this. He said, boys, that's for show. Yeah. That's for dough. He said that one makes the girls cream, but that one puts food on the table. That's the work muscle.
Every single Thursday, we will be getting the incredible opportunity of chatting with head coach of Alabama, Nick Saban. People are saying you look like the Wayans brothers with the white chicks.
Oh, no. I'd say it was like a specific person. It's just like, hey, this is a sweet mask that someone spent a lot of time on, I guess. And they had a lot of old man.
AJ Hawk.
Whoa. Okay, here we go. Oh, boy. This is what I'm talking about. I'm trying to figure this whole situation out. Okay, you got a Zoom here. Yeah, congrats, we're on ESPN. Awesome, I came on before.
Smoke sweeter and yeah, forgiveness, I've been denying. That's Live Like You Were Dying. That's that song.
Good song.
That's how he wrote it, probably.
There is is a crowd of about 30 people moving through the back end of the business field here. And in the middle of it is this black Samoan man who has become the most famous human on earth.
Great guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the GOAT, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. There's thousands and thousands of people skipping class to come see your big ass.
Listen, there is thousands and thousands of you skipping class. It doesn't matter if they go to class.
Moana is one of the best animated films of all time.
What?
Okay, can't wait for the live action.
Thank you, yes.
But
You're welcome.
We talk about
What can I say except you're welcome?
and we talk about
A.J. Hawk, the young freshman linebacker on the field now for Trussell, as is E.J. Underwood, another rookie for the Buckeyes. This one's complete. Oh, I tell you, Buckeyes got the football, and he's hit immediately by A.J. Hawk. Ran sideline to sideline, and they like to hit people. This one's picked. It's Hawk. A lot of green. Penalty flag down, but Hawk's going to take it in for the touchdown. Penalty marker back at the 32-yard line. Freshman linebacker A.J. Hawk flies into the end zone. You're watching Big Ten football from ESPN+.
He backpedals quickly, and Sorgi's looking in that direction. Can't find anybody, and he'll be sacked at the 40-yard line. Doss wanting to get in. He got blocked. But with C. Grant injured, A.J. Hawk, number 47, only a freshman, moves to that linebacking spot. Here's your second down now for Mills. Michael Robinson also in the game. Deflected, intercepted, picked off. And on the deflection, it was A.J. Hawk. There's your freshman, Gary. Second down now. Mills, a good runner, is smacked.
Here's the handoff. Going nowhere again is Jackson. Great job by the true freshman Hawk. Got Kenny James back there. Yeah, he's got the ball, and the Buckeyes got him.
That's a change for Ohio State.
First down, and oh my, the backfield met with some serious force. Lionel Hamilton say hello to A.J. Hawk. Second down and 10. Dugalecki. Time running out. He's dropped at the 30-yard line. He can get to about the 24-yard line. And Engstrom under severe pressure, and he's severely thrown down.
And the Wolfpack is threatening the defending champions. Rivers steps up, throws underneath, intercepted by Hawk. Hawk's got room. He's got speed. He's at the 20. Hawk at the 10. And inside the 10 to the 7 goes A.J. Hawk.
Harris has this one deflected away.
Really doing a nice job of orchestrating this offense. Quick pass and another big hit.
Knocked it down. A.J. Hawk, just a quick throw, blitz adjustment. A.J. Hawk.
I think we started a little new era at that time, Greg.
Josh Harris on the fumbled snap. And again, A.J. Hawk trying to begin now. This one tipped way up, intercepted by Ohio State. A.J. Hawk.
Hey,
What?
let's go! This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to the great state of Ohio on this Feel Good Friday, October 20th, 2023. Hour 3 of this program starts right now. Football is happening in this state, in that stadium tomorrow, as Penn State and Ohio State will clash in a massive Big Ten East battle. But right now, joining us in this glorious Hour 3 presented by DoorDash.
Oh, hell yeah.
Enjoy $0 delivery fees and reduced service fees on all eligible orders with a Dash Pass membership. I believe you scan this thing, you get that. Shout out to DoorDash saying, yeah, we want to celebrate on Fridays with you. Legit. They saw like these types of backdrops and these types of humans showing up, and they're like, we'd like to be a part of that. We'd like to have a good time, and we'd like to bring neighborhood favorites to your doorstep.
Hell yeah.
I love DoorDash.
Is that what?
I love DoorDash. I love it. Not as much as I love this man, though. This guy has opened more doors for me than any human in the entire sports, television, entertainment world. He's the reason why I am on College Game Day, so if you hate me on there, it's his fault. If you like me on there, it is also his fault. The face of college football for the last 3 decades, the voice of 2K, one of Ohio's current presidents. Woo. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Thursday Night Football, Kirk Herbstreit!
Herbie! Here we go.
Boys, let's just take a moment. We have both Ohio presidents.
Yeah, we do.
Right here.
Should we step away?
Wow.
You want us to move? Should we get out of here?
Yes.
That's the president right there.
Okay, now we ask him about this a lot. But now that we are actually here in the same city that this crown was bestowed upon you two gentlemen as Ohio's finest. This is an actual award, and these two are the reigning Ohio's finest folks. What does that mean? And how would you describe the feeling of being the president of Ohio? Kirk, obviously you first.
I thought you were going to go first.
It's not a real thing.
What?
There's no president of Ohio.
What? No!
Last time I checked, I don't think there's technically a president of Ohio.
No.
I think you created the position.
Yeah, I think he did too.
So thank you.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. Oh, it's so real.
To your people.
Drink it in.
You son of a bitch.
You're so sick.
That's unbelievable.
You're a prick.
Anyways, you two guys are obviously beloved here. You were starting quarterback here. Obviously grew up Centerville, Ohio. This is a big one with Penn State
It's a big one.
tomorrow. Huge.
It is a big one. We'll find out. I mean, I don't know. You guys have been breaking it down. How was Ryan Day with Coach Holtz? How did that turn out?
Unbelievable.
Brother, Coach Holtz asked him a question, and then he was giving an actual answer, like, right back to him. And, like, as he was giving a real answer, he was like, well, I think it all starts with the opening press conference where I mentioned about the big game against Michigan. He was talking to Lou Holtz, and I'm like, yo.
This is crazy.
You need to stop. You can talk to the whole group. You can talk to the whole group. You can talk to the whole group there, but he was awesome.
How great is this weather, by the way?
Perfect.
I mean, this is perfect Ohio State, Penn State weather. And I can't wait to find out what these two quarterbacks are. We think we know who they are, but tomorrow we're going to find. One guy's going to step up and become a hero, and the other guy's going to get booed and get a lot of nasty tweets. So it's one way or the other for one of these guys.
Oh, you think that's how both fan bases are potentially feeling this
Oh,
game?
absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
say the expectations a little high around here. We talked to Marvin Harrison Jr. about that. We talked to Ryan Day about that. Expectations here since you were quarterback.
I think since the 60s. I mean, Ohio State won a championship in 68, and from that point on, I think every year Ohio State's expected in their fans' minds to win a national championship. And I think what Jim Tressel did and what Urban Meyer did and the way now Ryan Day is doing it, Ohio State expects every year that their fans expect them to win a national championship. And the team that they have, a lot of individual superstars, if the quarterback doesn't deliver, you're going to feel the wrath. And so when I feel like McCord's kind of worked his way through that again, the Notre Dame game. But that's still a big part of feeling the pressure, and being able to handle it. That's why you come here, though. That's why he came here. I mean, that's why you go to Penn State. You know that you got to deliver. Yeah, they started. They started.
Penn State.
Penn State here. Oh, they got that down.
Good. Remix.
Like that.
That was pretty. I mean, that was.
Let me learn you a thing or two real quick here.
I mean, that was
Nice.
really coordinated.
That's good.
AJ will back this up. So here's how the Ohio State home stadium works. If they're playing Minnesota or Purdue or Northwestern, they are a C- crowd. They are a reactionary crowd.
Whoa.
They are.
Whoa.
I'm being honest.
Kirk.
These guys have been out here all morning for us.
Just listen to me. Listen to me. They are a crowd that reacts to a touchdown. They react to a sack.
Oh, no.
Now listen.
Oh,
It's
no.
your president speaking.
No, bro, I'm just telling you, they are, because of all the success, they have an expectation. When they don't feel threatened, they're a non-factor.
I understand what you're
When
saying.
they feel threatened, like tomorrow, they will be a major factor in the game. They will. And tomorrow So they pick 1 or 2 games a year, and tomorrow will be a game that they'll decide to be no more president.
Calling you Sleepy Kurt.
It's a reality. It's a reality.
They said, "God, my president."
Yeah. Well,
No, but I think you're
I'm the
right.
reality guy.
You're not the only one.
Boy, funny and nervous.
Well, good cop. It's good cop. We had bad cop president. We got good cop president here.
I'm the realistic guy.
No, but I think
you're wearing blue and he's in red, and we know what color the state is. You know,
Hey, no,
it's not blue.
No, Herbie, though, I think you're right, though. And we heard Coach Saban talk about it whenever we were down there. And I asked him, I'm like, just to gas up his fans, just wanted to give him an opportunity.
Alabama has same fans.
Bingo.
Same fan
And I
base.
asked Coach Saban, I said, is this going to be the greatest atmosphere that we have been in, that I have experienced, whatever? He goes, our fans are pretty good, all right? And it was like immediately it was a response. But there is, whenever you're really good, human nature is to get kind of relaxed in those situations. This one feels like for the first time, long time, Penn State is
tomorrow's crowd will be a crowd when Drew Aller steps to the line of scrimmage. He will not be able to hear. Communication will be an issue. I think you could talk all about that. That'll be a major problem and a challenge for them.
All AQ talked about is 15 years ago. He came in here with Penn State and just ran over the Ohio State team. That's what he was talking about.
Who was that quarterback? Darryl Clark, 17. Yeah, he was good.
They were losing going into the fourth quarter. Okay, Penn State was down to Ohio State in the fourth quarter. They didn't throw a pass in the fourth quarter.
Wow.
Ended up winning the game. Do you think that guy doesn't wear that as a mantle? I think it's a whole part of his tattoo that he has on his body. It's a phenomenal thing.
Was that the year you guys were undefeated and lost late to Iowa?
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yikes. Wow.
Speaking of, Ty has a question for you.
Kirk, do you think there's any chance both these teams tomorrow maybe are looking ahead of this game and they're looking towards that Big Ten title tilt with
chance.
Iowa? Because we all know that Iowa is going to run the Big Ten West. And
I love that.
Have you finally come around on the Hawks?
I'm not the one that kills him every week. That's this guy right here.
Whoa!
Oh, he crushes
They
Brian
kill
Ferentz
themselves, Kirk.
every chance he gets.
Right. Could you imagine that being your profession?
I feel like he knows Brian Ferentz in some way.
No, I like
he
Brian
goes
Ferentz.
after him.
I think he's a great guy. I think everything about him is really good.
But
he's not good at his profession.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
He's not.
I'm amazed Iowa keeps finding ways to win games. You got to give him credit.
That's the thing is everyone bitches about
punter.
him, but do you think people are guess what? They do have maybe a top 5 defense in the country,
Phil
maybe
Parker's-
the best special teams unit in the country.
Yes.
Are people coming?
Old
They
school,
win how they need to
complementary
win.
football. I totally agree with you. As you know, it's hard to win against the Ohio States and Penn States and Michigans in that way.
Yeah.
You guys figured out Friday.
They fired Matt Canada a few times too.
We'll see in
they did?
Indianapolis. We'll see if this tune's the same in Indianapolis.
They fired Matt Canada out here.
Yeah, a couple times.
Is this a Steelers crowd?
A lot of times.
Steelers crowd? I figured this would be a Browns crowd.
No, they're not that.
They're not a Browns crowd. How about the Browns? How about the Browns last week against the Patriots?
The Braves play the Patriots.
Oh, not the Patriots. I'm sorry, man.
Listen,
I had you on my mind so bad. The Niners. Yeah.
The Browns fucking stink. So why would it be a Browns crowd?
Wow. True.
They don't stink.
Steelers guy
If
here.
their quarterback,
The Browns do not stink.
if their quarterback doesn't have a bruise, they are a great team.
AJ has a question for you, Kirk.
Kirk, what do you expect from Kyle McCord tomorrow? You think, if he gets out to a fast start, is that key for him?
Well, I want to first ask this guy. I always want to watch you guys show when I'm here on. How do you know you on the show? You're always like, AJ has a quick question. Is it like a hand sign?
So while you were
communication,
addressing your constituents,
someone says AJ's up.
no,
there's no something.
There's not. But like when you're on remote, how do you know that?
It's the point. It's uncomfortable.
Little subtle point and give a head nod. Maybe every once in a while we've had to shake him off.
Like a wink.
We shook him off a few times.
Hey, Carly Lloyd is on with me. Okay, Carly Lloyd, one of the greatest soccer players.
I was distracted. I think my son was knocking the door down. That's why.
Which is possible here in Ohio. And I go, boom, just at the end of a question, I'll give a bang. Whenever the person starts answering and they're not paying attention to the screen, I don't want to distract them. I'll give one of these, and then AJ will give a head nod, and then he'll move on, normally take a puff of a cigar or a drink or something like that. Standard operating procedure.
I was just wondering. So what did I miss?
Wait. Standard operating procedure there. Okay, that has been how it's been since day one. I'm more so giving him a heads up. Hey, we're coming, and he's like, yeah, Carly Lloyd. We have a great interview with her. she's spilling her soul. She's a badass. She's doing this. And I go to AJ, I go like this, and he goes,
in her face.
Oh my God. It was one of the worst things. And when we told him, we're like, yo, rude. We apologized to Carly Lloyd. We appreciate Carly Lloyd. But every once in a while, I hand wrote a letter.
She framed it, actually.
But that's how it works. Anyway, AJ has a
so
question.
as I was listening, did you give him the look like,
You were talking to your crowd, your
okay,
constituents.
my constituents.
Yeah.
I do think Aller's going to have to start fast. I was just in there watching a lot of the film from this year and what he's done. He's dinking and dunking almost every game. He very rarely, and I don't know if they have a receiver that can get downfield and beat Ohio State in this game. That's the if I were a Penn State fan, the biggest concern I would have is two things. Can they get the ball stretched downfield to try to open up their running game, take pressure off of Drew Aller? Second thing is he can't move. That's not a strength of his. And Clifford over the past 2 or 3 years, and Trace McSorley before that was a huge element in what they did. It was when things would break down, that quarterback always was that threat. I don't think they have that now. So if you can't throw downfield and you don't have a quarterback who's mobile and you're on the road against that defense, that's a dangerous combination for the Penn State offense. They're going to have to find somebody that's going to win downfield in this game.
And we don't even need to bring up like what the record is in these types of games. You know what I mean? There's a lot going against Penn State, but hey.
But with that being said,
football,
if you've really watched the games, I would say that Penn State has played very competitively in these games. It's not like they show up and get blown out. They have been in the games and played well. They just haven't been able to get over the hump. Now, Penn State feels that this is the team that's ready to get over the hump. I don't think we've seen them play anybody.
Well, West Virginia's the best offense they played against.
It's my point.
Whoa, what's that?
That's my point. They haven't. All due respect, they haven't played anybody yet. It's all due respect. They haven't played anybody yet. I mean, they played Iowa.
Beat the shit out of them.
Yeah. But they have not. They've not played an offense like they'll see, and quite frankly, I don't think they've seen a defense like they're going to see tomorrow either.
That was part of my question. So Ohio State, they played Notre Dame, who's a great team. They played Maryland, who's way better than anyone that Penn State has played.
Maryland's good.
We know a lot more about Ohio State than we do Penn State, correct, coming in this one?
Yeah, I think we do. I think the main reason is they went into South Bend and didn't play a great game. Actually, were outplayed the majority of that game, but when a game mattered, their quarterback stepped up. And so you at least have some evidence that when Kyle McCord is tested and the game looks like it's not going to go his way, he got through it. He weathered the storm and got through it. Drew Aller, we've not seen him yet in that. So we think he could be okay, but we'll find out tomorrow. By 3:30 or 4 o'clock, we'll know what the answer is.
Let's pivot away from this game and talk about the game. Michigan's cheating. I don't know if you've heard, Herbie, but yeah. It's easy to win when you know what we're doing.
That's right.
This has been.
What do you guys make of that, AJ? What's going on?
So Pete Thamel came on and said, in 1994 it became illegal to send someone to scout
other teams.
So I can't. If you work for Ohio State, you can't go watch Iowa and scout them.
NFL, this happens all the time. Like people go.
So it's just officially because we know obviously they just send somebody and don't tell them whatever. It's how they figure it out. But did you know that was a rule? And
I mean, Knopf used to go watch Fairmont, right?
High school linebacker coach. You're right.
I mean,
let's go Elks.
Scouting people elsewhere.
Honestly, in the summer, I don't understand it. I'm still trying to get this. I find out more from the authority, Pete Thamel, tomorrow, but. From what I understand is they have a coach or somebody assigned to go into I don't get it, man. And it's people have been trying to steal signs in every sport forever.
It's a part of the game.
Yeah. But
you're going to tip your.
But in this case, are they filming? Is that what they're doing?
I don't know. That's what we're like. We tried to get that out of Pete pretty much, and he was like still trying.
Was he out here?
He did come out here, and he told us. He talked about. Hey, he went a long way because he said the Big Ten addressing this publicly is fire alarms for me as a journalist, because there's no way the Big Ten would want their second biggest brand, he shouted out Ohio State, their second biggest brand having this type of narrative start about them unless it was something very real.
Middle of the season.
Yeah, so that's what that was his takeaway. Do you feel that way? Do you feel that way?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know why for it to come out in the way that it's come out, it's hard for me to comment because I don't know a lot of the facts. When I'm reading what you're reading, and it seems odd. When was the last time you heard a story like this break ever in college. In college football. I know the Patriots story, but I've never heard of this in college.
Well, the Patriots end up doing what? You guys put a fire?
Yeah, what happened there?
You set fire to the tapes.
Yeah, we probably did. It was kind of just one of those things where it really wasn't cheating. You're kind of just out there scouting, looking at what the other team's doing.
Were they filming the sidelines?
Just let me get there, Kirk. And yeah, maybe there was some film where they had to see.
But that's what we're all assuming. That's what we're all assuming is what's happening in Michigan. If they're making this big of a story about this before we really know anything. But then Pete Thamel went immediately to Harbaugh's going to leave. He's going to go to the NFL.
Yeah, but every time that something comes up,
but this feels like
leave.
something that could be.
You know what's so dumb about this?
They were ready to fire him 2 years ago, and he was going to the NFL.
There's only 2 teams that Michigan would have to do this to. Like the whole rest of their schedule, what's the point of filming Nebraska's sideline? You
never know what Schiano has up his sleeve. Rutgers is a tough out.
Jeez.
They know.
No.
Why you get that?
What happened? Well, mostly because
it's a long story, Kirk.
Do you rip on people?
No, it's because of Owen. Owen, an 8-year-old.
Yeah, there's an 8-year-old.
Oh, you went after an 8-year-old?
There was a small, not-so-sweet boy in Connecticut who, he had some choice words for me, and that's fine because Connecticut is full of some of the softest little bitches in the entire country.
Shout out Owen. That's an 8-year-old. Maybe 9 now, I guess. 9-year-old.
So you and Owen went at it?
No. Owen decapitated Connor. It was a one-line quitter on the phones.
Yeah. I went up for the block.
Before I get out of here, he said.
But why are they cussing at you about that?
I don't know. Because they're dumb.
That's what the 8-year-old said.
Yeah.
Oh.
The 8-year-old said
8-year-old.
that. Yeah, named Owen.
Mom and Dad proud of that.
Dad's the one that called in. Dad's the one that called in.
Terrible parents. Absolute shitty people.
From Connecticut.
Yeah.
Let's go to the NFL. Are you all right? Are you cold?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
He's so skinny now. Why
you look so good? Here we go with this.
Do you want my...
Yeah, good idea. Give us time. Should we put all of them on?
I'm good, bro.
No, you got look at this guy.
Please stop.
Wow,
Please stop.
That's a teammate right there.
There we go. There we go.
Ohio State hasn't lost their grit at all.
Hey, you're going to want to try there's a little... Hey, there's a little something for you in that left pocket.
What?
Go ahead and try it out anytime you want.
You were out.
No, well, don't worry, Finders. We're out there. Yeah, it was a big deal. Hey, last night you were a part of a game.
Yes, I was.
That was very slow to start.
And I watched you guys yesterday, and you nailed. I was thinking of you during the telecast. You said the game would suck, and I was like, man, he was right. It's 24-9. It was awful.
Yeah.
And then most of these guys probably turned it off and missed the comeback that they had. It was quite a comeback. Finally, Derek Carr started to find himself and make some throws, and Michael Thomas made a couple big plays, which was cool to see, and we had a tie game. And then to have the 31-24, and you're thinking, game's over. Then they come right back again, and of course, drop it there. That was brutal.
Brutal. And we talked about Foster. Foster's beaten a lot worse than this. He's going to move on. But I did appreciate seeing how hard he took it.
Yeah. Oh, he sat there on that bench. We packed up our stuff, and somebody in the booth said, he's still sitting down there, and we were getting ready to leave. He was still sitting down there, maybe 10 minutes. The whole team had already left.
I think Kamara came and got him.
Yeah,
Kamara and Jawan Johnson.
There's a photo of the equipment managers are cleaning up the phones.
It's just
in the
brutal,
back
man.
It's out there. That's tough.
Yeah.
But it's good to see that type of feeling. What are your thoughts about the Jacksonville Jags?
I like them.
I think they're good too.
Yeah.
They won 2 games in London, beat the shit out of the Colts. Then they get a big win on the road in New Orleans, and they pretty much dominated that thing for most of the game.
And go back to the way they finished their last 8 or 9 weeks last year. I know they got into the playoffs and had that miraculous comeback, ended up losing to the Chiefs, but they've won 11 of the last 14 now regular season games. I think what they did, Trent Baalke, the GM, they went out and said, you know what, 16's the real deal. After his rookie year, they went out and got Christian Jones.
He wasn't hurt, by the way, Trevor.
Christian Kirk, Zay Jones.
Trevor was
Evan
not
Ingram.
hurt at all.
No, he was hurt.
He looked so good.
What is
it? He was the leading rusher damn near.
Yeah, I mean, he did whatever he had to do to get himself ready to go.
What a dog, dude.
Little medicine, you're saying?
Yeah, and he did tell us running straight didn't bother him. It was that lateral movement that bothered him. And if you looked at a lot of the scrambles, he's recognized the hole. They didn't think he was a running threat, and he's a guy can go. I mean, he would take off and run. When they get Zay Jones back, Evan Ingram, Christian Kirk, Calvin Ridley, Travis Etienne, who was one of the top backs in the league, and then this offensive line's kind of coming together. if the defense can keep creating turnovers, they're going to be a tough out no matter who plays them.
Connor has one.
A lot of talk last night. A lot of Jameis. We all want to see what Jameis Winston does on a football field and on the sideline.
Yep.
Did you get the sense at all when you're talking to anyone in the Saints that, like, hey, there will be a move at some point, like we will go with Jameis? Because, like you mentioned to start, 24-9, the offense was check down to Kamara 3 times, punt. Like that's what they were doing a lot. Did you get that sense at all, or is this for sure in
I think it's for sure
Derek Carr's team?
I think it's Derek Carr's team. Yeah. And I think Jameis Winston. A lot of talk on the internet about Jameis. Is there always
Fitz at halftime.
True.
Fitz at the halftime show. He said there's a quarterback there that has thrown for 5,000 yards or something like that, and then the internet was a lot like that as it was going. And I think afterwards it was even called for a
Tony Gonzalez.
Don't you think anytime a quarterback, especially at that level, the offense is struggling, the first thing people say is, who's the next guy? They always do.
Especially if they're new there.
And Derek Carr, he's it's weird. I don't know how you guys feel about preseason football. I'm from a different generation, and I talk to quarterbacks every week about this. Seems like most of them agree with me. I still think not getting real reps against guys like AJ and not getting the timing down. I think we watch preseason football in September and early October. They're still trying to figure out their timing. And if you really break and watch the film, I mean, a guy like Chris Olave is pretty talented. Michael Thomas is pretty talented. I mean, and it's just like he's expecting them to come here and they go there, and it's just off by a couple feet, and it's enough to be an incompletion. But what I hated to see was coming off the sideline, the animated action, the yelling at the receivers. It's just they're frustrated, and I was happy to see at least they put it together there at the end.
AJ has a last question for you here. Harvey.
He gave you the sign again?
No, that was the no-looker there. Stop there. White chocolate.
Where are you going tomorrow? What game do you have?
I'm flying to Tallahassee.
Okay.
Florida State Duke.
Okay. You like going down there? I grew up watching a lot of Florida State football because my dad's friend bought me a couple starter coats of Florida State.
Yeah.
What are they back? Is Florida State back? Everyone says they are.
Their quarterback gives them a chance. This kid Jordan Travis. Mike Norvell, very underrated. Guys like Pat wanted to put Coach Prime in there a couple years ago and give up on him, and a lot of us wanted to get behind him and give him a chance, and now he's proven to be
Norvell
the right
had
guy.
Braids and
he did.
I know Norvell.
He's a friend of the show.
Are you kidding me? I've been in that guy's office. We've broken bread together.
Yeah.
Me and Norvell.
Friend of the
You're
show.
pushing that Coach Prime though.
A couple
years ago.
Hey, let's not get it twisted.
Yeah.
I broke bread with Prime.
Yeah, right there too.
No, but to answer your question, I think they are. I think they're athletic on defense. They're back. They're playing with confidence. Now, they'll be tested tomorrow. Duke's not bad, but they don't have their quarterback, more than likely, Riley Leonard. They should win the game, but bigger tests down the road for Florida State, for sure.
Who was your Final Four at the beginning of the season? Do you remember?
Man, I can't even remember.
West Virginia.
Well, that was.
I think I had Alabama and Ohio State in the national title.
Oh yeah, you got.
Still feel that way?
And I had Alabama.
You guys had the same.
We have the same exact one.
Yeah, Bama,
Ohio
Michigan,
State.
Ohio State,
Georgia.
There it is.
Yeah.
So I mean, still alive.
Technically, yeah.
Very.
If Bama wins out and beats Georgia, those two probably will be in.
Yep.
Ohio State obviously could get in. If Ohio State and Michigan end up playing undefeated versus undefeated,
but who knows what's going to happen in the Pac-12? I mean, Washington and Oregon are unbelievable.
Whoever wins the Ohio State-Michigan game, the loser skips Indy for the walkthrough against Iowa. Kidding. But no, I'm kidding. And if the loser of that game still could potentially be alive. We
Penn State won 31-0 over Iowa.
They did, they did.
Well,
but that was at home. That was at home.
It was.
It'd be a neutral site.
And McNamara got hurt early.
That'll change things.
Is McNamara back or is he done?
No, he's done for the year. Yeah, torn ACL.
Quarterback Utah. What quarterback Utah?
We're waiting for him.
Cam Rising.
We've been talking about since week one, right?
Since August.
Is he back? Like week one, I remember having this conversation. Now it's like a lot of weeks in. And
I know.
They got a big one against USC this
I know.
Big one.
And then another one next week with Oregon. Another huge one.
Damn. Implications there.
Could be.
From what I've been told.
You getting a steak tonight, or what are you doing? Last week was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
Hey, we went to went to dinner. Because he has been traveling back to. Okay.
Shop House. There's a lot of good steakhouses here. They're yelling Shop House.
He's been traveling back to Cincinnati, though, after the production meetings. Urban Meyer does have a chop house. It is notorious. Good times are had.
Oh, that's what that is.
Can't go to the dance floor. Can't go to the dance floor, obviously. We'll potentially go there. But Herbie hasn't been, Friday nights has not been, because he'd go watch Chase sling that thing back in high school ball. So he's got a chance last week to be around. So we had dinner. And then Chris Fowler came. So I'm eating dinner. I'm eating dinner in the nicest place in Seattle.
Royalty. He asked me to give him a Nike.
I didn't have a long
half zip.
sleeve.
Oh, the place with the large pepper grinder that you
Yes.
The biggest pepper grinder on earth. And out front.
Did you hold that sucker up and work it?
So there's a guy on a stool.
No, he got up.
Hey, that's two today. That's two today. You've got two mics, and now you're working big grinders.
Yo, you did. You said you did. I want to know.
I did not do that.
No, the guy worked the big grinder. He got up on the stage.
And he was
What was he
working
doing?
that.
How was he doing it?
How though? Was it a two-hander?
No, he got elevated.
He was working.
There it is, right there. That's him doing it.
That's
Wow. That is gigantic.
Yeah, I ain't never seen nothing like it.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen
That
it.
big pole to work. Yeah, so it was like
Anyways,
this, both at the same time.
No, it was,
Oh, my bad. You were talking about dinner.
It was that big.
Good dinner.
yeah, they're talking about showing hawks around here. I saw a lot of hawk in that guy that was going and shredding that thing.
I couldn't believe he got up on a stool
Brings
to
a
work
stool.
the grinder.
Brings a stool.
Yeah, impressive.
Is the pepper better than anyone else's pepper, or just?
Guy comes walking over, goes, gentlemen, puts the stool down, steps up on this thing.
Dead serious.
He's on a show. And he's like, you want pepper? You want pepper? He missed my
So
plate.
that's their thing. Yeah, we're for
Missed
real.
my plate. And
Dead
he,
serious.
Let me find it. He says he brings it back, and then boom, right on there. And he goes, you, Herbie?
Yeah.
Herbie ordered his steak super duper well
Go
done.
around the room.
Make
Go
it-
around the room.
Wow.
Go around. Oh, you're gonna hate me. You're gonna hate me.
Listen
You're gonna
to
hate me. I grew up in Ponderosa. All right. I get my steak well done. You never even heard of Ponderosa.
Ponderosa wings are delicious.
So Chris Fowler orders this thing alive. He orders this. He goes, I would like this steak. I forget what it was, maybe a prime or a filet or something. And they were like, how do you want it done? He was like, medium rare, more towards the rare. And they said, well, sir, we undercook our steaks naturally.
It was a 3 to 4 minute combo.
We have a natural undercook. He says, yeah, the more rare, the better. And I'm like, oh, okay. Of course, Chris Fowler orders his steak alive. I appreciate the hell out of it.
Darren goes medium
Plus. He said medium plus. Okay, so we're getting real super sophisticated at this very nice steakhouse that I'm not supposed to be at. That was very evident, literally from the front. We have these big-ass raw pieces of meat in this glass cage, right in front of us.
Right when you walk in the room.
Showcasing. This is the cow you're fucking eating in this place. It was unbelievable. We get in there. So Darren orders it medium plus. And then Herb Street goes. And he starts looking at it, and he goes, I'll take the same steak as that gentleman over there. And I'm on the complete opposite end of the spectrum.
I did. I said, I want medium well. And he goes, so you want a little pink? I go, Kurt, I don't know about the pink. I said,
well done.
Brownish through. And he goes, so you and I are on the same page here?
Well, no, not quite. But and I'm terrible at foods. You do not want to be on the same page.
Listen, people hate me for steak. I grew up in Ohio. I used to get Ponderosa. I'd get it well done. It was all gristle. Throw
Yeah, bro,
A1,
I used to eat at McDonald's
A1
burgers
sauce,
too. Yeah, just getting a big
sauce,
fat
and
burger.
you eat it,
Yeah, I
right?
get it.
So I got it medium well, and they butterflied it and cook it all the way through, and then it was your turn.
He ordered a burger.
He says it's a burger.
The guy was disgusted. Okay,
but I apologize to the guy when I ordered.
And I will need ketchup. He says to the guy.
I want either ketchup or A1.
Mustard too.
No mustard. No, just I like Heinz. It's very specific to Heinz ketchup or A1 sauce.
Yeah, and then I ordered mine, obviously prime, medium minus.
He went medium minus.
Of the medium plus.
I never heard of medium minus.
Super sophisticated.
Is that a thing?
No.
It was that night. The guy wrote it down.
With the big pepper and everything.
Yeah,
it was
pepper grinder guy.
The guy wrote it down.
The guy wrote it. He went with it.
That's the sun, baby.
The sun is shining on you right now, Kirk.
Yeah.
Everything you did at that dinner. Everything you did at that dinner was right.
Yeah.
And you know how I know? Because the football gods have blessed us with a little bit of sunlight on this.
And then what he missed is we ordered a massive bowl of mashed potatoes to go along with it.
Delicious.
So because I like to take the meat into the mashed potatoes with the A1
Dipping
sauce.
meat
Now
into
we're
mashed
talking.
potatoes.
Right into it.
Now you're doing it right.
There's
Now
right
you're
to
doing it
right. Mashing meat, baby.
And I didn't realize he's not a mashed potatoes guy.
It's the worst form of the potato, so sue me. You know what I mean? Sue me. I think it's the worst form.
I cannot believe
you
Yeah,
don't
he
like the
doesn't get
taste
it.
of mashed potatoes. You like the taste of all the shit you put on mashed potatoes.
Yeah, well, that's
So you might as well just
mashed
make it bread.
potatoes.
You might as well just make it bread. Might as well just
No.
I just like bread.
No, it's just
My
like
mom
anything.
or my wife's mashed potatoes, you could throw it in a bathtub. I would just dive into
Hell
it.
yeah.
I love
Yeah,
mashed
but the way this
potatoes.
started is Thanksgiving. People were saying the mashed potatoes was better than stuffing. It's not.
It is.
Never will.
Not even
It's
close.
right there.
Not even close.
It's right there. They're
if you could
even.
go one or the other, which one do you go?
Kirk,
Stuffing.
Stuffing. Yeah.
All day.
You guys
every
suck.
Yeah, they
You
don't
guys
get it.
suck.
Oh,
Kirk.
my God.
Kirk,
No.
they don't get it. They don't understand.
I'll never agree to that.
Eat food how you like to want to
All
eat
the
food,
things
though. Who
we've
cares?
talked about, I can't.
You
believe
won't eat
you're
either
saying
of them,
that.
so
Yeah,
there's no reason for you to even.
But I like steak.
Boiled chicken every day.
I like medium steak. Medium. That's
Me
fine.
too.
But
Time out.
I don't care. Like if he wants to burn his steak, I'm not going to sit there at the table and yell at him.
No,
and
me
throw
neither.
a fit.
No, but I'm going to
Okay.
make them uncomfortable in front of the people that care.
Go through. Go through a normal Monday. What do you eat? You wake
Meal?
up. What do you eat?
Nails.
Grilled chicken.
No, I wake up.
Brown
I try to
rice.
Protein shake.
crack about 8 or 9 eggs, scramble those suckers up, and eat them.
Okay, that's
Then
the
I just
beginning.
go about my day.
Then what's the day?
I might eat eggs again at 4 p.m. after the show, and then I'll
Oh,
probably
so
eat
you
some
don't
chicken
eat from
at night.
you don't eat from 8 a.m. till 4.
It depends. Sometimes I'll usually eat early. I'm not early, but I'll eat eggs sometime between 8 and 10 a.m.
So you knock it back like
and then I won't
15
eat again
eggs
until
a
5.
day?
I can.
Do you have your own cocks and roosters?
I do not have my own cocks and roosters, but I've thought about it a lot. I just don't want to deal with the cleanup and all the.
You don't
poop.
eat any carbs?
No, I eat a lot of carbs.
What carbs do
I
you
eat
eat?
carbs.
Fruit? Or?
I don't know.
He doesn't eat
Whatever.
carbs.
They make it sound like you don't eat carbs.
I
He
eat carbs.
doesn't.
Some people,
He
are,
doesn't.
people are dumb. They think that all the time.
Liar.
You don't like would you eat a baked
I love
potato?
chicken and rice. I love anything with. Yeah, I don't
that
like
doesn't
baked.
have
I don't like
flavor.
to taste the baked potato. I have nothing against them.
He's a
but
serial killer, bro.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, Herbie. He doesn't. His taste buds do not have.
I'm very bland, like hillbilly. Don't like anything.
Whoa.
I like plain stuff. I'm
Like
from Ohio,
Dahmer.
where I'm from.
Yeah.
Dahmer, Jeff Dahmer. Hey, where's Morrill Tower? It's right back there.
Hold on.
He lived in Morrill
Jeez.
Town?
That's the word for like
I lived
a
in
couple
Morrill
months.
Town.
I lived in Morrill Tower. Yeah.
Yeah.
What floor? were you?
19th floor.
Man, I have
That's
no
where
clue
Dahmer
what floor
lived.
it was on.
Holy shit.
What floor were you on?
I don't know. How
You
many are
remember?
there?
22.
I was pretty high up there. I should ask Mangold. He was my roommate.
Yeah, AJ was at the top. He was Centerville. He was a freshman.
Now it's probably
All-American.
14, 13.
That
There's
won a
no
national
13th floor.
championship.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Hey, anyways, Herbie, we appreciate the hell out of you, buddy. You got a lot of stuff to do on these days, don't you? A lot of
Yeah.
meetings.
Yeah. A lot of
You
meetings.
legitimately do, right?
Yeah. About to just finish with Florida State. About to do Duke here in about an hour.
Oh, tell Coach we said what's
I
up.
will.
We're big fans of that crew.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they do a good job.
Bummer about Riley Leonard, but
I
instead,
know.
it's Mr. Beavens the fourth.
Yeah.
Bevins.
Henry Beavens the fourth.
Yeah, that's the quarterback.
Yep, he's a ball player.
Sweet.
Yeah.
He went-
Sounds like
I
it.
believe he went 4 of 12 last week.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Two tutties.
Two touchdowns. Yeah.
his fodder,
His father's
fodder, and his fodder's fodder
That's right.
have all had the same name.
Yeah.
And they're going to carry that tradition into better football games.
He's
this
out of the
weekend.
Bronx.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. We appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, fellas.
Kirk Herbstreit.
All right.
Huge.
Bro, look how good.
It's unbelievable.
So good.
How cool does he look?
He looks 20 years old.
Ladies and gentlemen, AQ Shipley's back in the building.
That boy AQ.
Hey, Kush, I don't know if you've seen or not, but we got some delicious food delivered.
Oh, yeah.
I've been gnawing down on the cookies, obviously.
great.
Because it's a... All right.
Oh yeah, here I'll throw them these
You
guys.
trying to win? Go ahead.
Here you go. These.
What is it? Who wants it?
I'm gonna shoot it.
Hey, who wants the food away?
I'm
On the ground, nobody's eating that.
This is from Roosters. This is
On the ground,
amazing.
nobody will eat that. Roosters, I think, local company here, right?
Oh yeah, Roosters. Nicole, I see everybody at the Roosters. Appreciate you guys. Dan Ponton as well.
Is it a neighborhood
Nice.
favorite?
I assume you can find us on DoorDash here in Columbus. There are also a couple different states, right?
Yeah, Nicole, what states are you guys in? Sorry to put you on the spot, but you're in other states than Ohio, correct? Oh, West Virginia, Pat.
Indiana, West Virginia, Indiana.
Okay. There we
Okay,
go.
all right. Hell yeah, Roosters.
I just caught one, ate it. Right here. Steelers jersey.
Boneless?
Yeah, boneless, yeah.
Like a
All
Penn
right.
State guy.
Let's do this. Let's make our picks, and then let's enjoy the hell out of this Ohio Friday. Let's remember this weekend, and I appreciate the gift. It's National Tight End Day on Sunday.
Come
okay?
on.
So cheer for your tight ends.
Yep.
Because they catch the ball like wide receivers, and they block like they're offensive linemen, not the skinny ones.
That's right.
But they don't get the credit for either. They don't get paid enough.
What?
They're not appreciated enough. But damn it, they have a holiday. It's this Sunday. Shout out to the tight ends, and thank you for the free tank top. I do
Oh, yeah.
appreciate that.
Love you,
hey,
tight end.
Herbie seemed a little chilly.
He did.
Good hosting.
Yeah.
Because he has hands in his pockets?
Yeah, it's kind of.
Well, he's so skinny,
he was very
too.
cold.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but he runs hard, I think.
I can tell.
You got hand warmers. AQ's got hand warmers.
Hey, smart. You're smart, man. You sit still.
Smart. That's a good move, huh? Listen, the end of that 1 o'clock hour, I was. Woo, you were cold. Oh, yeah.
I actually have a sign in my gym that says the opposite, right?
All right, jeez.
Stop.
Let's move along. I do appreciate the activity
Thanks a lot,
that's been
Ohio.
happening behind us all day. It has been fantastic. Let's go ahead and make our picks for this Week 7 slate on Sunday. Obviously, the Jacksonville Jaguars won and covered last night as they were getting points in New Orleans. Let's go to the Cleveland Browns. Traveling to Indianapolis to take on the Colts as 3-point favorites on the road. AQ Shipley, AJ, and I will listen to your takes as we digest our thoughts as well.
Browns by 1,000,000, love their defense. They took down the #1 team in the NFL last year. The defense is playing at a different level. I love the Cleveland Browns.
Okay, so you got the Browns -3. You said -1,000,000 you would have done it.
Yep.
AJ, now it is your turn to dabble with your first Sunday pick.
Do we have any idea about Deshaun Watson's situation?
Doesn't matter.
Not playing.
It doesn't matter, but yeah, give me the Browns -3.
Okay, that's cute. And you can do all your little Bron chants all you want. On Sunday, you ain't chanting shit. Indianapolis Colts, Gardner Minshew.
Okay.
I don't even need the points.
Ooh, money line. Okay, no points, money line.
No,
Got
I'll take the points because that's the second.
Okay.
Give me the Colts +3. I have no idea how that's only 3.
Yeah.
Me neither.
I don't know.
Probably PJ Walker, I would assume.
Yeah, but also, like, how do we get a yard? They've given up 1,002 yards on the entire season, and we are coming off the worst performance our quarterback has ever had. But Gardner's resilient.
Yeah.
Shane Steichen's not going to bow out. Yeah, the Colts got it, +3 for sure.
Ty
I
and I
believe
heard a
that.
stat this morning. I think Gardner's 2-12 as a starter, something like that.
Sounds about right.
He's due.
Guys,
He's due for a
he's
win.
got moxie and good hair. Give him a break.
Great hair,
Yeah.
not just good hair. Please, just like yourself. Give me the Colts +3 as we move on. Washington Commanders versus the New York Giants. The best odds available across all books, which I have heard there's a couple metrics coming out. There might be a new #1.
Oh, really? Really?
That's what I heard. The internet said it. That'd be
know
big
that.
news in the sports gambling world as people that lived in it for a while. Washington Commanders at the New York Giants. Daniel Jones is getting asked uncomfortable questions potentially. Sam Howell, we're learning of his personality every day. They're favored against the Giants. AQ Shipley, your thoughts?
I like the Commanders. I think with the points, I'll take them. And I just think their defensive line against an already rough offensive line in New York. The two interior guys, Chase Young starting to come around. The two interior guys in Washington, Payne and Allen, are
bring the pain.
motherfuckers.
And in New York yesterday, I believe one of the better linemen they've had all year, Shane Lemieux, tore his bicep out for the year.
Practice tear of a muscle is always terrible to hear. AJ, do you agree with AQ?
I do agree with AQ. I will take the Washington Commanders at -2.5 here. I like what Sam Howell can do.
I know the Washington Commanders are doing what Washington Commanders are going to do. You know, new ownership. Who knows what coach looks like in the future?
Yep.
Is Sam Howell a guy? Bieniemy's doing his thing. But my last memory of the Giants is Daboll being mad at every human.
Yep.
Like, that's what's just popping up in my head. I can't pick them right now. Sorry about it, Bruce. Give me the Commanders. Falcons at Bucks. Big NFC South game. Artie Smith came on and sang the praises of Desmond Ridder behind the scenes on why he believes he's the leader. And Baker Mayfield was playing his best ball with the Bucks. They're favored at home by 2.5. AQ Shipley, you won a Super Bowl with the Buccaneers. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I got to go with the Bucks. I think they need a win. Like they're coming off a tough loss to Foxy's Lions, and they're going to come back. Yeah, they're going to come back and they're going to play good ball this week. Baker's rolling. He's got to come back and he'll have a resilient game.
You know, Pete has something that you don't have. Pete Thamel.
What's that?
Pete Thamel can hear people yell his name, and he is going right on through to the other side. I like that you were ready to have a conversation with whoever was ready to talk.
I was ready.
In the middle of that. Do you agree with AQ there, AJ?
I do, strictly because I sat right next to Baker, a couple weeks ago, and I liked his moxie. I liked what he was about. Give me Baker.
You like the
and
cut of
number
his
one.
jib? Give me Artie Smith +2.5 in the Falcons. I believe they're a good bounce back team. The Bills, favored by 8 to 8.5 at the New England Patriots. How do we feel, AQ Shipley?
Every week I want to come in and I want to tell Con Man.
No, you don't.
The Patriots are a decent football team. The Patriots stink. Bills by 21.
Okay, AJ?
Yeah. Give me AQ's Bills, obviously.
Okay.
You never know, though. And it's the NFL. We never know.
No, this week we know. I believe half the team is on the injury report. I wouldn't touch the Patriots with a 20-foot pole for the rest of the season.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm not going to then. Give me the Buffalo Bills. Jordan Poyer feels like the vibes are high. And he's listening every Tuesday with Aaron. He's saying, yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Von Miller's bouncing back, getting more and more healthy as he goes. Josh Allen is going to perform better, I assume, as the season goes. Give me the Buffalo Bills going into Gillette. And, that's crazy to think that that's a new norm, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
8-point favorites.
What's the atmosphere like? Like, honestly, what are the fans going to be like in the crowd when they know, like, they've never felt this before?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I couldn't even fathom what it's like up there now, just day to day, hearing what everyone has to say. But, yeah, I mean, the Bills last year came in. The Patriots wore their red throwback alternate jerseys. I believe that was a 30-7 affair, and then the year before, I believe they lost. In the playoffs, they lost 48-17. Yeah. That was the last time we played. We lost all 3 times, and then the Cam Newton year, we lost 38-0 at home.
Oh, so you guys stink.
Oh yeah, no, we are not good at football.
Let's go to the next one. I'll be excited to see what the rebuild looks like up there. Raiders, Bears, 2.5-point favorites. AQ Shipley, it's in Chicago. What do you think?
In Chicago, without Jimmy Garoppolo, rolling with Brian Hoyer. Chicago center blocked his own guard last week. I got to go with the Raiders.
Yeah, I love those clips when they pop up. The Chicago Bears are certainly in line. The first 2 overall picks in next year's draft. That's tough to accomplish.
Yes, it is.
Got to get lucky and you got to earn it. They're certainly earning their way through that. AJ, who do you like?
I got to stick with AQ here as well. I'm going Raiders -2.5. Hoyer, I feel like can get it done.
Okay, I saw Hoyer complete like 3 passes, and I was like, yep, enough for me. Give me the Raiders -2.5. The brand new Lions are going into the Baltimore Ravens as underdogs. This is shocking to me, I do believe, even though we liked what we saw from the Baltimore Ravens in England last week. 3 points enough? How do you feel, AQ?
I'm going to go with the Lions. I have a very fond feeling with this group right now.
Fantastic.
Yeah, the Ravens are not as good as we thought they would be, right? Like, I just really don't think they are. I don't think with this new coordinator, I don't think Lamar's doing as much as he did last year, and I think the Ravens, I think they're going to lose by a touchdown.
Oh, geez. Okay, calling an exacto.
Yeah.
You can bet that as well. I don't know what the odds are, but it would be big.
Buffalo by 21 as well.
Yeah, he's doing exactos.
Oh, yeah, I'm all in on this.
Look at his brain here.
Huge.
It's working.
Got knocked in training later camp, and he's all the way back.
Glazer.
AJ, you agree with him?
Headbutting the wall, fired up for this Penn State Ohio State.
You agree with Detroit by a touchdown? AJ?
I agree with Detroit at least with +3. I will take them at the Ravens home. I still like what Jared Goff has going.
I think he's bringing out Abraham Lincoln and George Washington, man. That's $6, man.
$6, man.
That's $6, man. I'm doing that. Although I like the Ravens and I appreciate their team and I love Lamar Jackson, this brand new Lions team's a wagon. We just got to get used to that. +3 seems like an easy play there in Week 7. Steelers, LA Rams. There's a fire candidate chant happening anytime the Steelers are even close to being chatted about. Yeah. This ain't just happening here, by the way.
No.
This is happening at hockey games. This is happening at charity events around Pittsburgh.
Church.
This is happening on the Capitol.
Yep.
There's other things that happened on the Capitol this week that are being talked about. One of the things that also happened was after a Penguins-Caps game, there was Penguins fans on there chanting Fire Canada. It's gotten loud. They're out of a bye week. They're getting 3.5 in SoFi. AQ, your thoughts?
Yeah, people don't realize how big of a deal it is when you travel across the country. It's huge. Pittsburgh's heading there. They tried to get things fixed in the bye week. They certainly didn't. These signs are proof of that, and it's just continued to get louder. Aaron Donald's going to dominate. Rams.
Okay. I mean, very matter of fact with all these.
Yeah,
Seriously.
he knows.
That's unbelievable. It's like a hey.
Yeah.
Here's a guarantee on how this thing's going to. What if he goes and bats 1,000 while doing all
That's all I've been thinking about.
Oh,
I've literally thought, okay, so I'm just going to parlay AQ's picks because he has picked right every single time.
He's matter of fact every single time. AJ, your thought on the Pittsburgh Steelers being able to have any offense against the Rams?
I mean, Pittsburgh traveling across the country, it might be nice for them to get in that nice LA weather, like 73, 74, beautiful, but it's not enough. Give me the Rams -3.
Okay, Rams -3 at home. I will take, you could have got a,
What?
This just feels like such a stupid pick. You're not supposed to pick the Steelers.
Off the bye?
But their defense might score twice. You never know.
Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers plus 3.5.
Okay.
Browns fans boo. Steelers fans are asking why. I don't know. Give me the Rams minus 3.
Okay. There we go.
Give me the Rams minus 3. Yeah.
Good move.
Yeah, I'm going to the other side. Yeah!
No Kyron Williams for the Rams.
Don't need it. They got.
You sure?
Cooper Kupp's going to go.
You can go back.
Cooper Kupp.
You can go back if you need to.
Where are you at, AJ? You're on the Rams?
He's on the Rams.
Give me the Rams. Give me the Rams. Give me the Rams.
Right now,
That doesn't feel like one I want to give up.
the only one that you guys are different on right now is Indy and Atlanta. So you got 2 different.
Okay. Well, that's not necessarily great this season from what we've learned. Cardinals taking on another bird, the Seahawks, in an NFC West showdown. Anywhere between 8.5 and 7.5 this line. AQ, you live in the great state of Arizona, the beautiful city of Phoenix. How do you see this one going, as a matter of fact, like you have every other game?
Oh, I couldn't be more confident about a pick.
Wow.
From what you've just done.
I mean, this one is as confident as it gets. We are in Seattle, loudest stadium in the NFL. You don't know because you never played there, but it is. And Josh Dobbs is continuing to trend downwards as Kyler Murray makes his way back. Seattle Seahawks.
Okay, Seattle Seahawks minus a touchdown and a hook. AJ Hawk, your thoughts?
I was thinking about taking Arizona for a minute, but then I just felt the confidence that AQ
he's
is
swaying us, isn't he?
crazy. He's pounding the table. It's a bit intimidating. Give me the Seahawks minus 7.5 at home. I have played there. That's a pretty loud barn. It really is.
Give me 8. Huh? Cardinals team plays tough.
Oh, yeah.
Is James Conner back? I don't think so.
All right, give me the Seahawks. Let's go to the Chargers Chiefs. 5.5 is the spread. Chiefs at home. This is always a tough game. Remember, Justin Herbert debuted in this game. It was very close. Always is. Division rivals. 4:25 on CBS. I wonder if Taylor Swift's going to be there.
Ooh, I hope so. I sure hope.
Oh, you guys don't know. You don't know cardigans.
They don't get it.
You don't get it. They're in love. Yeah, they're being very negative out here.
Yeah, jeez.
Hey, she'll sell that stadium out 4 times.
That's right.
Ohio's about football.
I do respect it, but Travis, great football player, also Ohio guy.
Yeah, exactly.
He's in love. You guys have been trying to find love a long time. Found it. Taylor Swift at the top of the mountain.
Booing him.
Chiefs, Chargers, 5.5 AQ.
Yeah, the Chiefs have not hit their stride yet this year, especially on offense. They get a big trade. They get one of their old weapons, Mecole Hardman, back this week. Don't know if he'll be playing, but I do know that Justin Herbert has not lived up to what we think every freaking year.
Whoa.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Did you say freaking? Unbelievable.
Watch your mouth.
AJ, it's not easy to play in the NFL, AQ. I don't know if you know that, okay? Some guys have bad days.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Not AQ's quarterbacks.
Yeah, you're right. AQ's quarterbacks always had good days
They
because this
did.
guy was running that head right into anything he could see.
That's right.
He was willing to die out there at 345 pounds.
Right.
This man is a rolling,
Right.
polling,
Wide.
ball
Wide.
of brutality.
Wide.
AJ, who do you got?
Kansas City Chiefs minus 5.5.
Me too. This is a weird week. Feels like we agree a lot. Don't love it. Actually kind of hate it. But in this one, we might see a little difference. Green Bay Packers, Denver Broncos. It's a fire sale in Denver. And in Green Bay, it's a team trying to find a new identity. Are the Packers going to be able to beat the Denver Broncos in Denver by more than 1?
Without question, Green Bay will win this game. Denver is falling apart before our eyes. Green Bay.
Ty, how do you feel about AQ's matter-of-factness there on Green Bay?
Yeah, I love it. I was a little worried going into this game, honestly, but now, oh yeah, just because Packers stink. They do.
Yep,
You know,
they do.
it's just
3-2.
Now,
They don't stink as bad as the other
2
one.
and 3.
they're
Okay.
2 and 3, but Aaron Jones is back,
Okay.
which should help. Their O-line stinks, which is not great. We'll see. Jordan Love he can't be turning the ball over 3 times, which is kind of what he's been doing as of late. So we'll see. Maybe Coach LaFleur
Ty,
pulls
it's not
head out of his
easy to
ass
be in the
and-
NFL, okay? It's his first year.
Oh no, I'm not putting it on him. I'm putting it on the head coach, who maybe doesn't have the best game plan going into the games on Sundays.
On his eyebrows.
Clean.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That chin strap?
AJ, your thoughts as the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers?
I mean, I don't know what the Denver Broncos are right now. I don't know what they're going to be the rest of the season, but Packers need to win. Jordan Love needs to play well. Give me Packers minus 1.
Okay, I'm going there as well. Going to be tough to bet on the Broncos, especially with everything coming out of there. And let's go to Sunday night. As 2 ex-Alabama quarterbacks will battle in primetime. Tua and Jalen Hurts, Dolphins, Eagles. Buzzsaw, former Super Bowl participant for the National Football Conference. What do you think here, AQ Shipley? 2.5-point game. Jalen and Devontae versus Tyreek Tua in a litany of weapons on either side. Who do you like? How do you like it, AQ Shipley?
I have gone back and forth on this one all week whenever I saw it, and here is the biggest thing that I think it comes down to. Philly's O-line got beat up for the first time all year last week without Lane Johnson against a very good Jets front. They're playing another good front in Miami, and Miami is rolling on offense. Let's go Dolphins.
Rise. All right. You got the Dolphins going into Philadelphia on primetime getting the win. AJ Hawk, your thoughts?
I was wavering.
Shout out DoorDash,
I was wavering for a second, but you know what? AQ got me. Give me the Dolphins.
Wow.
I feel like this is one of them where the Dolphins could win by 14. We never know.
All right, and I'll do the same. Give me the Dolphins. I'm not betting against that wagon right now.
Nope.
We're on a lot of the same, even though we got a couple differences. We're going to win every single bet.
Yeah.
We're going to have the greatest weekend of all time.
Hell yeah.
And AJ Hawk is about to drain a shot for multiple people to win
Here we go.
$1,000.
Come on, Hawk.
Boston Connor, will you please pick one sign holder to be a potential $1,000 winner?
Yeah, we should probably, go left. How about the Ohio against the world? I like that the state is kind of unified in that.
Okay, Ohio against the world. I think every state has that particular motto, but I do appreciate that this one is being represented here in the great state of Ohio. If one of the presidents can bury a shot, I think I skipped work for this. You'll be the next one so that your sign doesn't block the hoop. You're literally right in front of the hoop. Love that. Skipped work for this.
Smart.
Love. You'll be up for the 1,000 next. AJ, for Ohio against the world. The president has already made one. Can he do it for money? Oh, no. Now, go ahead, do your shot. This is for the I skipped work for this. Hopefully, we'll be able to replenish your bank account. A little bit.
Oh, man. So close.
Ty Schmidt, please pick a sign for AJ Hawk to throw a bucket for.
Let's do the Centerville Elks sign.
Okay. Centerville Elks, obviously the hometown of AJ Hawk and Kirk Herbstreit. AJ, if you could bury this shot, a moon shot, $1,000 will be going back to the Centerville Elks supporter. Whoa. From your president.
Oh, man.
I don't know who said that, but whoever did say it, who said it? Oh, the kid from Michigan.
Oh.
Yeah.
$1,000. $1,000 for a guy who got his helmet stolen earlier. Great pop in there for the This Guy Stinks. $1,000 to Michigan if AJ makes this. I'm sure he's going to be trying his best. Oh!
Nice.
It's going down the straight on the sidewalk. Caught by a local, kicked back down the straight.
Hell of a fun. Unbelievable.
Sorry, it didn't go in, buddy. This for nobody. All right, jeez. AJ, one last one.
One last one.
Show me your Hawkeye. Show me your Hawkeye. He has started a chant here a lot of times today, and it has been a beautiful thing. On our way out of here, that's a visor, not a hat, but I appreciate where your head's at. If you make this, we'll give $2,500 to this man.
Wow.
With the hair, the beard, and the sign going out with a sing it.
Yep, not a chance.
Sorry about
not
it.
A chance.
We wanted to give away money.
Yeah, we tried multiple times.
A lot of people talk about that.
I thought I was in.
A lot of people talk about that.
Damn.
AJ, as we
Nope.
What?
You let him finish, for Christ's sake?
Yeah. Yeah, shoot it, Pat. You got it. Oh. You got it.
That's not easy.
It's for some reason it's taking it left.
It's the wind.
I know. It's taking it more than I thought.
Ho, ho.
You got it.
It's a tough shot.
Yeah, it's a tough shot.
Sometimes you just get beat.
Yeah.
And today, we got beat, but you guys didn't. You are fantastic. Thank you so much.
Here we go.
Oh,
man.
Thought that was it. Thought that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, do it.
Bonus ball. Bonus
Yeah,
ball.
bonus ball, bonus ball.
Oh! One more.
Yeah.
Hey!
Bonus ball, bonus ball.
All right.
Came back.
All right, boys. It's been fun. Ohio, we appreciate you for your hospitality.
Love you, Ohio.
Genuinely. You are the best. We'll be here tomorrow for College Game Day. And there's only one way to end this. And that's with AJ Hawk addressing his people.
That's right.
OH. OH. Thank you. Show up at 12 noon. We get your butts in the seats. That's what Coach Ryan Day said. Thank you. Goodbye.
There we go. From all of us, all of you, thank you for allowing us to do this for a living. You're the best people on earth. That was it. You missed it. You missed it. We already had it. I think. From AQ Shipley, Tone Diggs, Ty Schmidt, Rooster's Chicken, Boston Connor,
not bad.
The boys in the back, and myself. You are the greatest people on earth. We'll see you tomorrow for College Game Day. Have a great weekend. We're winning all our bets. We'll see you on Overreaction Monday. Goodbye.